Bryce is here. Hear ye, hear ye. The King Bryce is definitely here. So make no mistakes about it. Before we get into it this morning, this is one of those things where you got to understand. Look, the Carolina Panthers are in the options of looking for quarterbacks. And there are no mistakes about what's going on here. The Panthers are in love with the option of CJ Stroud, Anthony Richardson, as well as Bryce Young. Now, I mean, the more and more that we hear about CJ Stroud just being the golden guy, the more and more that we keep getting pulled to the left or pulled to the right with Frank Wright being in love with Anthony Richardson. I mean, we've been hearing the whispers for the last couple of days. He just won't let it go. Then on top of that, you got your boy over there where they just won't, the national consensus will not let Bryce Young go. I mean, they keep saying it, yeah, he's small, but it just seemed like it would be too much for the Panthers to pass up to go with CJ Stroud over Bryce Young. I mean, the consensus is right now we need a quarterback. We need one in the worst way. And I'm telling you right now, should the Panthers king Bryce Young? I mean, in a game of chess, do you play checkers or do you continue to just move forward with the hand that you've been dealt? This is one of those ones where I'm sitting here and I'm looking like, it don't get any better than having the option to draft up to number one and to being able to look down from the mountaintop and to be able to say, I can take this guy, or this guy. Because I'm telling you right now, the upside for Anthony Richardson is extremely high. The upside from what you're going to get from a Bryce Young is extremely high. I'm just wondering, is CJ Stroud an average starter or is it extremely high with him too? I mean, you got to look at this guy for what he is. Granted, he's gonna be playing a little bit bigger than Kyler Murray, but I mean, is Kyler Murray the quarterback to get the Arizona Cardinals over the hump? I mean, he's a good quarterback, but it takes so much to get this guy going. And then he talking about, okay, Omar, what's happening? I ain't seen you in a while, fam. Look at all the hits that Bryce took in college. He's not surviving the NFL. That's the thing, man. He took a lot of hits in that pocket, but you got to look at the offensive line he had was horrible. Is the offensive line better here in Carolina than what he had in Alabama? Yes, it is. Will he be upright more than on his back than he was in Carolina? That's a possibility. So I'm just saying, when it comes to what he has faced and challenged and was challenged with in Alabama is a lot different than what he want to be faced with per se here in Carolina. Because you come into a situation where you got a run game as well as you got an offensive line already put in place. And this is on the big boy level. This is not on Alabama level. This is on the big boys level where Bradley Bozeman ain't no joke. Ike Mekwonu is here to stay. Taylor Moton is going to run somebody over. You got big dudes on this offensive line that can take this thing to the next level. So why not Bryce Young? Why not? Are we overlooking what Bryce Young could possibly bring to this team? I've been one of those guys that I tell you, there's no mistakes about it. In the last couple of weeks, I've been a high Anthony Richardson guy. To me, ever since the combine, he has swiped me right off of my feet. But I'm not going to be as blindly to say that he is the best fit for the Carolina Panthers. I'm not going to do that. But I am going to say out of the three quarterbacks that we're potentially talking about, he gives us the most superstar power. And I'm saying that because potentially on what he could be, he is one of those guys that could potentially take this thing to the next level. And I know that as well as everybody else knows that. So I'm telling you, man, this is something that I would love to take into a digest into, because I feel like the more we go CJ, the more we overlook Bryce. And I think the consensus is Bryce is just as well as accomplished as CJ is. So I don't want to overlook one by, taking my foot and stepping over the other one because he's just as good. Anthony Richardson did not have the season that these other two had, but you have seen the growth since the end of school, and you've seen the growth since the workouts. This guy has taken it, and he's coming in with his NFL body, and he is ready. And physically, he's on another level from the other guys that's there. Now, you talk about Bryce Young being too small. Well, Anthony Richardson might be too damn big. I mean, because when you look at this guy is a night and day comparison. Yet he can make all the throws that that Bryce Young could make. He can make the same throws. So when you're looking at this thing for what it actually is, you got a three-headed monster, and that's why it seems like the Panthers, they traded up, but they have no idea in who they're going to take because it's just so far off the spectrum with the three quarterbacks. You have one guy that's hot, you got one that's in the middle, and there's one that's because of his size, you're scared to even touch him. So that's a dilemma to be in. But we got a lot more stuff to get to, man. This is one of those things where your boy Dove Q is excited about it, man. It's been a while since I've been excited about Panther football. You know, I started off real good last year, and they sucked the air right up out of me. So, look, you got three quarterbacks, three different directions. Which direction is the best direction? And what are your reasons? To anybody that would come out or speak out today, if you're saying that you don't like Anthony Richardson or you don't want Anthony Richardson as your quarterback, please be able to list to me the reasons why. And let it be valid football reasons, not valid reasons of why you feel his athleticism outshines his throwing ability, because his athleticism does not outshine his throwing ability. Now, if you say anything about potentially him and what he did for this season, I'll say, okay, I understand that. And I'll give you a counter to it. Now, for each quarterback, we have each an ordeal. Bryce Young is a quarterback that his size and his size limits his abilities to be great in the NFL, which we know he's the best pure passer and the best playmaker out of all these guys. But come on, man. This is one of those ones where you can't help it. Shout out to Agent 704. Brother, I got the day off, and I'm taking full advantage of this thing, man. I got the day off. Your boy WQ has been under the weather, and I'm taking the most advantages of it. I'm back, and I'm better than ever. Look, make no mistake about it. Your boy is in the building, man. Your boy is in the building. I'm feeling real good this morning. Look, it's quarterback talk. It's free agency talk. We got it all going on. Man, shout out to the Panthers for going and getting a playmaking bird hawk safety in Von Bell. Now, that tells me one or two things. They asked Xavier Woods to restructure because they were going to bring him in some help, which is perfect because you go in, you get Von Bell. This guy had numbers. I'm talking about 4 interceptions, 2 forced fumbles. I believe he had like 53 solo tackles, just going off the top of my head. This guy was a ball-hawking safety, and you bring him in here to pair him with Jeremy Chin. Think about it. Jeremy Chin is going to be playing hybrid linebacker this year, potentially out of that 3-4. So you do know that this guy is going to be going. Do we know the details on Bell yet? What kind of details are you talking about? I got you if you need it. They signed him to a 3-year deal, I believe. Hold on, I had it written down. They signed him to a 3-year deal, and this cat, like I said, he's 5'11", 215 pounds, 7 years experience, 28 years old. Look, he started off with the Saints, transitioned to the Bengals. This guy, like I said, since he went to the Bengals, has taken off. Him and Jesse Bates was in that backfield, and they were monsters for the Bengals, man. The Bengals didn't have much cornerback play, but they had safety, pretty good safety play, and they lost both of these safeties because they lost him to free agency to us, and they lost Jesse Bates to, I believe, Atlanta. So that's a depleted NFL backfield over there in Cincy. So we got him. We got D tackle Shy Tuttle, big guy in the middle to really plug the middle for the to help out their ground. And I'm telling you, that's going to be big on a 3-year, $19.5 million deal. That's huge, bruh. I believe it was 3 years, 704. I can't remember off the top of my head. It might have been 3 or might have been 2. Might have been 3. But they did sign him to a long-term deal. It was not a 1-year deal, I'll tell you that. I had everything written down. I lost my paper. But we also brought back Bradley Bozeman. Make no mistake about it, this is the biggest and the keyest part to this offense, the glue that holds everything together. We know that when this guy didn't play the first 6 games of the season last year, the Carolina Panthers struggled because Pat Elflein could not move a flower. And just watching this guy getting in there and, I mean, pushing guys around. Bradley Bozeman on a 3-year deal is huge for the Carolina Panthers because at 27, 28 years old, this guy will be here for the foreseeable future. You now have your center locked in, and make no mistake about it, this guy is a difference maker. So I'm loving what we're doing here. We're getting all the key and vital points look like for the defense that's going to be coming up. I'm here to tell you guys, under a 3-4 defense, if we just went and got a nose tackle, that means potentially we possibly could be looking to get another edge rusher. This is how I see this 3-4. I'm going to be real with y'all. I'm going to be real with y'all. I'm going to get on this. I'm going to brush this off, and then we're going to get back on the quarterback discussion. There's so much to get to today. There's so much to get to. But the way how I see this 3-4 going under Evero, I really see us putting Derek Brown on one of those edge spots, having big Shy Tuttle in the middle, and then going out in this draft and possibly getting the edge rusher to put on there. And then at 3-4 linebackers, you're going to have Brian Burns standing up, hitting that Von Miller type of stride. And he's going to be getting, look at here, Brian Burns standing up is a problem. I'm telling you that now. Then you got Frankie Louvu on the opposite end. Shaq Thompson is going to be there, fellas. You need one more linebacker to put in the middle, and my God, you're going to have problems. But you already got Jeremy Chin that's going to be playing a little bit of hybrid linebacker already. So you just need kind of like one guy in the middle, an interior lineman that could give you that line to line, mobile to mobile. He will be there to make tackles behind those B tackles. Bruh. Then you went out, you got a playmaking ball hawk safety to go and pair with Xavier Woods in the back. My God. This 3-4 is going to be ridiculous. 704, hear me and hear me clearly. This is going to be a revamped defense, and I can promise everybody that's watching already, I can already see the signs. Look, when you got J.C. Horn on one side, you go out and you get another corner that can really shut this down. And you know, in free agency, there's one guy I'm eyeing. His name is DJ Shark Jr. from the Detroit Lions. This guy has 4.3 speed, and he can run with any receiver in the league. And I'm telling you right now, he's not expensive at all. They're potentially talking about him leaning towards Atlanta. So what we need to do is make sure we pull out our checkbook and make sure it's bigger than Atlanta's. No need to piss on the table on that. If you're going to do that, make sure you go out and get him. Like I said, there's so many potential holes to be filled. We need pass catching options on this team. Look, make no mistake about it. We looking for quarterbacks, but we need somebody for this guy to throw to. Look, Hayden Hurst is going to be sitting right there. We need to make sure we try to entice him. OBJ is an option. I mean, Adam Thielen is sitting right there. Juju Smith, even Juju. I don't want Juju, but hell, I'll take him. We need somebody to bring in to ease the pain of DJ Moore because it's hurting right now. And I know a lot of those guys with Thielen, OBJ, those guys kind of want to be on contenders, but we need to make this look as close to a contender as possible because I'm telling you right now, make no mistake about it, the Panthers are here and we are on the uprise. I can feel it. I know you guys can feel it too. This feels like one of the best off seasons that we've had in a while, and I can't even begin to lie to you, man. Look, now with the emergence of the 3 quarterbacks, this is the conversation we had starting off earlier. The 3 quarterbacks, Bryce, AR-15, and CJ Stroud. Do we still look to bring in a veteran? Because Sam Darnold has shipped on to the 49ers. Thank God. We don't have to put up with that this year. He's shipped on to the 49ers. He's gone. He's out of our hair. He signed a 1-year deal over there. Thank God. No more ghosts. So, hey, he's gone. Jacoby Brissett is still there. Carson Wentz is still there. We have a couple of cheaper options at quarterback to bring in as a veteran bridge. They even talking about potentially trading Matt Corral. So how do you guys feel about potentially seeing Matt Corral going down the street? There is so much going on right now. Shout out to my dog Supernova. I feel that. Hey, no, PJ Walker gone too. PJ Walker gone. They were talking about him. He signed on with, if it wasn't the Falcons, I believe he signed on to be back up to the Falcons. I think he on one of those teams in the NFC South. Speaking of the NFC South, there's a lot going on. Oh, there go my dog. My dog. What's going on?
What do, boy? I'm back, y'all. I'm back.
Yes,
Just
sir,
snuck in
man.
the back door. Just snuck
Yes,
in the
sir.
back door. What's up, man?
Look
We
at
just got back from filming content for the new show, Mudding Outlaw TV. Just got back. Daytona Beach Bike Rally will be coming to you.
look at here. Shout out to the GOAT. The GOAT is in the building. My dog gets a horn early in the morning.
What's going on, Q? What we talking about this morning? What we talking about this morning?
Oh man, I'm glad you asked. We got a bevy of stuff going on, man. Right now, I was breaking it down to the people of what the Carolina Panthers got in free agency yesterday. Von Bell, safety. Ball Hawkins, safety. We got him in the building. We also got Shy Tuttle, a big cog to put in the middle beside Derek Brown. And I'm telling you, Bradley Bozeman is back on the
Yeah,
3-year
I
deal.
I
Yes.
saw that. I saw that. Like I say, I'm gonna make another plug. Mud Ink Outlaws, y'all go and subscribe. Y'all not gonna be able to see this new content. Mud Ink Outlaws, go subscribe, and then we'll tell you when the rest of the stuff is coming out. But I was glad yesterday, man. We had a couple bikes to go down on the way back, so made it a long trip. We didn't get in about 3 o'clock this morning, but
Woo.
yeah, that's not here or there. But my alarms kept going off doing this. Dude, I know we made some moves, man, but I don't. I kept seeing a couple of like maybe A+ players at their time, even some guys that were coming off their 5th year option that we could have been. I know you got to ever roll and these other guys who's seeing the potential of these other guys. But I think we could be a little more aggressive. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I can't put my finger on what the plan is. Free agency, this and that. And I don't know if I'm getting off track. But you got other people talking about a Bryce Young over CJ Stroud, and you got
Oh, you
things
got
like
that right. Yes,
yeah,
sir.
yeah. And you got things like trading back the first pick, you know what I'm saying? Going back to second or third. So I mean, I wanted to chime in a lot yesterday, but like I said, we had some things going on the trip coming back, and it make it a little wild draft night. Y'all, if people got heart problems or anything, they might want to stay away from this thing. You know what I'm saying? They might want to stay away from this thing, cuz for real. Because it's
Shout out
gonna
to the
be some
GOAT.
suspense, man. It's gonna be some suspense going on. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Hey, I
Yeah,
love
it
every
might it
bit
might
of
be
it. I
yeah. Yeah, it
Yeah.
might be one of those what the hell moments, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's where we're gonna be at, bruh.
You know what though? I'll take it, Kendall. You know why? Because look, I'm getting right back to that. We just got to the free agents just now, but we got a list of people that think that no matter what we say about CJ, no matter what we say, AR-15 has look. Frank Wright himself has come out and
Woo.
said he's in love
Yes,
with
yes,
Anthony
yes, yes.
Richardson.
This guy has
So
put something in some people's in their mind. You know what I mean? He's
yes,
put he's
sir.
put he's put something in their mind, bro, for real. Because now some people don't want to take him serious because of the 13 starts and the what was the it was like his this grade is like a PFF grade that they use in college, and he was what like 50 some percent, something like that.
Mm-hmm. 50%.
And yeah. So you, man, I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna go ahead and put myself out there by saying this.
Mm-hmm.
This athleticism and the way he grew from week 6 of that college year to those 13 games, the next 7 games that he played, the progression. That's what you look at. And I was telling
Mm-hmm.
some people yesterday, the progression. Now I wasn't talking about Anthony Richardson. I'm just talking about everybody across the board that's coming out of this draft. The progression of what a cat has to go through from college to the pros. You just can't look at it and say, "Oh, this guy was killing it in college," or think about a kid that kills it in high school, then gets to college and just kind of stays in there in the wash. You know what I'm saying? He don't jump off the screen. You know, that's what you're looking for in college. Somebody just dominant over the rest of the competition.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to translate to the NFL, and it might translate to being a B plus, A player. You at least want B pluses. You know what I mean? A B are doing some positions. You know what I mean? But at least a B plus.
You know what
So
the crazy thing is, Kendall? The disrespect that this quarterback class is starting to receive now is starting to get off the charts. When we knew how terrible the one was last year,
yeah,
they're starting.
exactly.
This quarterback class is in the same class as Caleb Williams and Drake. And I'm sitting here looking at what are they that we're missing because I'm believing everything that I see from CJ Stroud is he can go on to the next level and
Yeah.
translate. Bryce Young can
Well, I think that's
translate.
smoking. I think that's smoking mirrors. I think that's smoking mirrors, though. If you know what I'm saying, if you ask me, because you like you just said, you made that was great. Well, you said that last year, you know, they had commercials about these guys, and they were trying to boost them up because they knew that quarterback class wasn't nothing. You know what I'm saying? They were putting extra time in on them.
Man, look at here. Kendall, I've heard so much and I got a video that's dropping out. I literally put exactly what it was on it. And make no mistake, I've done another mock draft because I know everybody be watching these mock drafts on me. And the last one I put out was before the trade. And so that was the one me and you did. But
Okay.
the one from number one, I did that last night. It's going to be dropping between today and tomorrow. Look, you must watch it. I have really done it. And I'm telling you, the first draft I did was exceptional, but I really look back from number one. I did a trade back from
Uh huh.
three, and I really got an overhaul, and I still turned around and got my quarterback that I chose from who I wanted with my quarterback at number three. So make no mistake
Yeah.
about it. I've been hearing so much stuff. Um, Dom 34 is Mud Ink Outlaws. I put it in the chat for him. Mud Ink Outlaws. Look, I've been hearing so much stuff. They're talking about the Panthers could be potentially trading up. And this is something stupid that Keyshawn said. I was listening to. We could potentially trade up and take a defensive player, Will Anderson. I said, what?
Yeah. Because see, they might do what Chicago should have done. You know what I'm saying? If they want Richardson, where they could trade back. Well, okay, because that changes the whole scope of everything. With now with Jimmy Garoppolo going to Las Vegas. You see what I'm saying? Now you know Las Vegas is going to take a bridge player, a Will Levis, something like that, or AR-15. You know,
Mhm.
somebody that they can sit half the season, a whole year, and then come back with. Because I told you, McDaniels, if he set it up like that, you see what I'm saying? He kind of takes a lot of the heat off of him. Don't have no doubt in your mind, Josh McDaniels is on the hot seat over there in Vegas. You feel me?
But you see what he did? He went and got a guy that he know is his guy. Like him,
Exactly.
Jimmy G had history back from the Patriots days.
And I told you that a while back, right? I said I think he's gonna get Jimmy G because they had their history together. You see what I'm saying? Damn if he didn't go get Jimmy G. And now you see what I'm saying? That sets him up for a Will Levis or Anthony Richardson to come in there, run behind Jimmy G like a Trey Lance did, like a Brock Purdy, and then boom, emerge.
Man, look, shout out to everybody who just subscribed to Kendall channel. We appreciate you. Look at that, brother C on the channel just talking about he just subscribed. We got a few more. Please show that love to Mud Ink Outlaws. Subscribe to my boy.
Show
Look,
that love. Then we getting ready to drop. We getting ready to clean up the channel, y'all. In a few weeks, we just getting a lot of. There's just a lot of old videos out there right now. We getting ready to clean up the channel. We getting ready to make everything look all nice and pretty for y'all. And then we getting ready to come with the new content is fire. I've been
yes,
working for y'all. I'm in the streets, baby. Gold is in the streets.
but go. Look at here. Go from what we're hearing, and this is the thing. The consensus is that, and listen to this. They're saying that the three quarterbacks that we have an option from is so bad that they potentially think that we might take a defensive player, or we
Man,
might.
no. That's no, Q. That's smoke and mirrors, man. No. Any one of these guys we get, y'all, be patient. We're trying to tell you, NFC South is so sorry. You know what I'm saying right now. That includes us. I'm sorry to tell y'all, that includes us. It's going to build this team the way y'all want this team to be now. The way y'all, if y'all want to be like me and walk around and talk shit to everybody, just be calm. Be calm, and we're gonna build this thing out in about 3 years. The year, just like when Cam Newton was in this mug, right? It took that third year we started winning, and then in the fifth year we went to the Super Bowl. I don't think it's gonna take five this time. I'm thinking three and a half, three to four, and we're gonna be right there. We're gonna be right there in the thick of things.
So if I tell you Bryce Young is our best option at moving forward, how would you? What would you feel about that?
No, no. You know I don't want him. You know I don't want him, Q. You know I don't want him. I
Okay,
think Bryce Young will be hurt by the time we get all these pieces together. He'll be hurt, bruh. Even with this line we got, Bradley Bozeman and everybody else, even with this line we got, man, he's too small, man. Too small.
look, bruh. We Drew Brees was too small.
I don't
Look,
care. I don't no.
come
I don't care. No.
on,
I don't care nothing about that.
there. I need you to be harder than that now. Too small. That if the boy can get
Mm-mm.
throws, sit him down.
I'm gonna be an asshole about it, Q. No, I don't want him.
You had Omar talking
Uh,
about last it was Hooker, now it's Bryce. CJ is our guy. Omar.
CJ our guy. I'm with you, Omar. CJ our guy. CJ our
You
guy.
hold on, Kendall. Hold on. Omar, what I'm doing right now is being open. I'm not going to subject myself to saying this one cat is who I want. Fuck everybody else. Because 9 times out of 10, you miss something by just narrowing in on tunnel vision with one person. So you want to make sure you keep your options well. What do you think the Panthers doing? They're keeping their options well open. They're not just saying CJ is the one motherfucker that I need. They're not. They are saying all three of these guys bring three different items to the table, and we need to make sure that we look at both and from all perspectives of what they can bring to the table. Now, that tunnel vision shit is fine for anybody who want to do it. If you want to do tunnel vision, you know where to go to. You know what that is. You go over there and you can chill with him. But I ain't doing the tunnel vision shit no more. I'm telling you. I don't mind. But I'm not doing it no more, man. So, to each his own. All I'm saying is when it comes to trying to get this thing together, I'm not going to deem myself. Look, I'm giving Hendon Hooker a chance. I'm giving Bryce Young a chance. I'm giving CJ Stroud a chance. I love CJ Stroud out of all of them. I'm giving him a chance. And I'm making sure that I'm also going to give AR-15 a goddamn chance because his talent signifies you must give him a chance. You cannot overlook him. You can't. He is too vital to what the Panthers could be trying to do in the future. Because make no mistakes, anybody who's watching this, we're not winning this year. Understand that. What are we going to win this year? We're not winning anything in this division this year. I mean, the division is bad. We have a chance to capitalize off of it, but the expectations is setting this team up for going forward. Now, you need to understand, we don't even have a number one wide receiver. Let it sink into you. We must get the right quarterback in and take our time. Let's not be nitpicky. Let's not put our feelings above it. That's what we fuck up at when we keep putting our feelings above this. We can't do that. That's what we fuck up as Panther fans when we put our feelings in it and we say, I want this motherfucker because he's going to be the best option. That's where you mess up at. And I didn't tell y'all. Y'all want that shit down the street. You know where the fuck to go get it from. Go.
Yeah, Q, but I'm gonna tell you. I mean, you know, we all invested in this thing. You know what I'm saying? And you might talk about them feelings, but when you start to talk about QBs, you know what I'm saying?
It's not
Now
messing up
that's
feelings, and this is the fucking problem.
Just like you said, that's your guy. That's your guy. I get you. You know how I say what I'm saying about Bryce. I think he's too little. I think he's gonna get hurt. He's gonna be injured. Then he's sitting there injured. Think about it. If they ship Matt Corral, Sam Donald done went to 49ers, right?
Mm-hmm.
So who we got on now? PJ Walker? Are we getting ready to ship him? Or Jacob Eason? You know what I'm saying? I hate to have your quarterback get hurt. You know what I'm saying? Early in the season. Especially, do they put him out there day one? If we get a Bryce Young at one?
Mm. All I'm gonna say
Hmm?
right all I'm gonna say is Bryce Young has just as much as potential as CJ Stroud do, as well as AR-15. The three of them to me are on three equal footing. And I just believe that one upside, AR's upside is going to be way higher than the other two. I believe those other two are going to be good stars for the next couple of years, but I believe AR is going to be a fucking superstar. And I can
Yeah.
see that happening. It's just going to take us
That's
a year.
it. Yeah. If you go back, you want your prototypical quarterback, that 6'3", 6'4", 6'5" guy, this and that. You know what I'm saying? If you want to do it right. I mean, I wouldn't mess with Bryce Young. Bryce Young is like I said, is a benchmark. You know what I'm saying? Exception to the rule guy with the little guy. You know what I'm saying? Going in the Muggsy Bogues and Spud Webbs. You know what I'm saying? I'm not doing that, man. That's what I'm saying. I want not a sure thing, but I want give me CJ, give me AR, give me CJ, give me AR. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? If we got a bridge, give me AR. I think AR is gonna be special, just like you. But now, if y'all say I want this quarterback right here, and I'm getting ready to hit the ground running, give me CJ,
I
and I'm
mean,
through with it.
what are the expectations? Are you trying to win the Super Bowl this year? If you're trying to win the Super Bowl this year, you go
No,
and
no, no, no,
get CJ. But if you
no.
know, damn it, you ain't gonna be looking at nothing but the playoffs until this year or possibly next year. You got a potential to win the division this year. You can do that, but you don't rush shit. That's where you fuck up
Hmm.
at with shit. Now you know next year is the goalpost of where you want to be at. This is where you
Hmm.
want everything, and that's starting next year. So if your guy that you have here, which is AR-15, potentially that you're looking at, that you just say, hey, I know he has the highest upside out of the three. Why will it kill you to hold your britches? Because they said the same thing about Cam Newton. Did they or did they
Mm.
not say
They did.
did
They
they
did. They
not say Cam was not going to be ready and Jimmy Clausen was going to start over him? Did
they
they
did.
not say? And what did he come out and do? Throw two
They did.
400 back passing yard games in his first two
Yeah.
games against the
They told
Cardinals.
y'all. Yep.
Aaron Rodgers them. He threw 400 yards again.
They told you Ike Ikwanu wasn't ready. He should be a guard.
I'm tired of these niggas who don't know what the fuck they talking about, opening up the side of their ass and don't know what the hell they be talking about.
Yeah. Those top four guys can come in here to me and or start in the middle of the season or whatever if you want to bridge them a little bit to give them a little more polish. And I think we could go with either four, either one of the four,
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt.
either one of the four. I think we can get accomplished what you just said. We get this 4-3. We got the three. Excuse me, 3-4. We get this 3-4 right. Become our base defense. It's gonna be it's gonna be a progressions, y'all. It's gonna be progressions now. Don't look for no overnight shit. Now it's gonna be some progressions. It's gonna be some. Damn, we're gonna lose a close one here and there. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I'm thinking year two. You know what I mean? We sit there at the end of this thing. We're gonna see something special starting to emerge. Going into year three, we ain't gonna be nothing to be fucked with.
So let me ask you a question. Because the NFC South right now is retooling. You got over in Atlanta, potentially, I don't know who they're gonna have at quarterback. You Bucks.
Mhm.
They're eyeing Baker Mayfield to come on in as their quarterback at the Bucks.
Yeah, who cares? Yeah.
And now you got and the New Orleans Saints. So is there a rush on the quarterback situation in Carolina based on what you see
No,
do?
no. You look at how they set it up, Q. Look at how they said, okay, the tackle we just got, right? What was his deal? The defensive tackle we just got. How was that
Three
deal set up?
3 year, $19 million. And when he got, I believe it was like 11 straight up.
See the time frame, y'all? 3 years. You see the time frame? 3 years. See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying, everybody? How was no okay? So how was the deal with the Chicago Bears set up? Q, call that out. What did it take for us to move to number one?
We basically gave up. We swapped number 1 and number 9. Then we
Mm-hmm.
gave our 61 pick, which was our second round pick. Then we gave up next year's first round, and then a second round of 2025.
I thought is it a second or a third? It was a second in 2025. Y'all see that? Do
And
you
then
see what I'm saying?
because they took DJ Moore as a first round pick for the next year.
Okay, so next year, you see what I'm saying? Next year we won't have a first rounder next year, right? Now in 2025, you see what I'm saying? We'll be back in the first round again. We gonna finagle somebody and we're gonna get a second rounder. Is what's gonna end up happening. So we'll have picks in every round come 2025. You see what I mean? Do y'all see the timeline falling in there? Then the next year, going into the third year, we'll have a loaded clip again. You see what I'm saying? Watch these signings in free agency. They're gonna be 2 to 3 year signings. There ain't gonna be no 4 and 5 year signings. Cause just as soon as that person get ready to drop off, you see what I'm saying? Say like the big tackle that we're using now, we getting ready to go get a rookie, or we'll have a rookie behind him getting ready to emerge. They looking for 2 to 3 years, Q. You understand what I'm saying? So put the quarterback on a measuring stick of that. That could be AR-15. That could be CJ Stroud. Hell, it could even be Will Levis.
Yeah. I mean, Frank Wright is as much as hearing the quarterbacks coach Josh McCown and Brown and all those guys love CJ Stroud. You keep hearing Frank Wright keep bringing up AR's 15 and his
Mm-hmm.
high and what they believe that he can bring in to what the Panthers can do. And no matter what, it seems like the Turk, it just keeps coming back to AR 15, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why everybody think that this guy didn't have a hell of a combine. And look, it does not mean that you can jump out the damn gym. No, this bitch was throwing the ball just as well as CJ Stroud was, if
Yes, he
not.
was right there
If
with him.
right there with him, they were toe to toe. All I'm saying is, when it comes to this, we have to be cautious because one guy is going to be just a guy, and one guy is going to be just a damn superstar.
Mm-hmm.
And just a damn superstar could win you a Super Bowl. That's the difference. How much money we
Right there with him.
do this year? Danny Tree, we're gonna have to look that up. I think we got enough money to make at least another big splash in there. I think we're gonna get some type of receiver help or a tight end help. It would be smart for them to go ahead and plug that in. That's the best move that I would look at because think about it. We got so much stuff on the look. Levante David is sitting right there. Bobby Wagner sitting right there at linebacker. We haven't even enticed to even look their way. It's a big area of
I, I,
need for.
but see, I don't think they do that with them. You know what I'm saying? Because those may be 2 year deals. You know what I'm saying? I think y'all might see a Dalton Schultz because he wants a 4 year deal. You see what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? You may see a Dalton Schultz before you see a Bobby Wagner or something like that because see they passed on Ramsey. You see what I'm saying?
They did. And Jalen Ramsey was 27, 28 years old. I mean, still in his prime.
Exactly.
This
Exactly.
is the ball. I mean, but look at it. Cornerback Byron Murphy sitting right there too. Byron
Hmm.
Murphy is any of these guys that's out there, and you could pair him with JC Horn right now, and you will have a shutdown tandem. And it's not going to cost you no more than maybe 10 million. No more than 10 or maybe 10 million at the most. You paying Dante Jackson that for sitting in his regular clothes. Come on, bro.
Yeah, you got a point. You know what I'm saying? But see, you gonna end up restructuring him. They probably end up restructuring him before the I mean, right there for the year. Well, the year begins what today, tomorrow, by four
It's a
o'clock.
today 4 o'clock.
The day at 4 o'clock. So then they start making things official. But I think they look at a Dalton Schultz and maybe a wide receiver out there, and I believe that's all the splashes y'all gonna see in free agents.
Hey, I'm gonna be Danny Treehoo. I'm gonna be honest with you. I love the idea of drafting Josh Downs. I just did a mock draft where I potentially took up to 3 receivers and I got them high. And I'm not gonna tell you how. You're gonna have to catch the video when I didn't do my next mock draft. You're gonna love seeing it. Just know we got 3 receivers out there potentially. So I'm thinking that the Panthers, knowing that being such a whole position, because Terrence Marshall Jr. at the best is just a wide receiver number 3. I mean, make no mistake about it. Even if
Listen to him.
uh,
Listen to
he's just
him. Okay.
a number 1 and a number 2, and you got to find that in this draft to pair with your young quarterback. So you're going to pick 2 receivers at least in this draft now, or you're going to pay some money in free agency and get one. But you're still going to draft a
Q,
receiver either way it goes.
now when them two young boys get together and like I said, start kicking it around Charlotte and stuff like that and become big homeboys and start becoming that tandem, then what you gonna say about Terrence Marshall?
Look, I'm gonna be honest with you. I see Tillman coming here from Tennessee, as well as I see that other boy, Keyshawn Boutte, potentially coming from LSU. Because the way how I see it, we got a bevy of options at number 1, and we might potentially look to make a splash in the second round, as well as making something happen with one of those picks. And it would be a damn travesty to let one of those guys walk by, and they're sitting right there because we're going to have a high pick where we're going to be able to get a tight end immediately, or we can wait to get a tight end in the third or the fourth round. So it's dependent upon, do you want a superstar tight end or do you want just another guy at tight end? That's what you're going to have to look at, because you're going to need pass catching options. I've been screaming this
Mm-hmm.
to while. You're going to need receivers and tight ends to get this ball down the field. We got everything else. We got the run game. We just need to add to the run game. Give yourself another running back. Like Chase Brown from Illinois is going to be sitting there in the fourth round. That boy is a monster. You better do everything you can to bring him through the door, because Chase Brown is a monster. I'm
Mm-hmm.
telling you. This is a new year. It's a new era for Panther football. I can feel it in the air. We haven't even gotten here yet. It's the energy that's oozing. I'm loving it, man. To
Yeah.
everybody that's watching this up under the sound of my breath, this is a new era. This is the Black Cat era. Shout out to all my Black Cats out here this morning, man. So,
Yes,
King
sir.
Dale, I want to know right now, out of the 3 quarterbacks, what lane are you feeling that you're leaning towards?
Right now, Q, like I said earlier, if people listening to me, really, I had locked it down other than saying CJ Stroud. But I wouldn't AR. Y'all know I was campaigning for AR when we were sitting at 9. I still am,
Mm.
because I think this guy is gonna be a star in this league. Not because like people say, oh, because he can run and jump and do this and do that. You know what I mean? He can put that ball on a zip line too. He can throw people. He has the potential to do everything you want him to do.
But
And
you know what, King?
if you can't see that, then man, you I ain't saying you don't know football or whatever, but you're not looking. I don't think it is. I just don't think they're looking.
They're not getting there, but you know why they don't see that? They're going back and looking at the season, and they're saying right now that his season didn't signify him to be even looked at as a top pick. And what they say, if you're looking at him, why not look at Levis? Because
Yeah, yeah.
Levis is better than him. Know what you got
Well,
to
then,
understand.
then, then, then they're gonna say, well, Levis got hurt, and he had a better 2021 season than 2022. So okay, then go back and look at AR's progression in the 13 games that he started. He only had 13 games on his belt at a collegiate level. You understand what I'm
Yeah,
saying? So come on, man. If we're gonna do that, let's do everything.
You got to understand. You notice there's a top three talk. There's not a top four talk anymore. That top four talk went away. Levis is not even in the conversation anymore
No,
because
no.
people understand that he is not the guy to take us to the promised land. It's more looking like he's going to be going down to either the Colts or he's going to be going down to Vegas Raiders. Because
Vegas, yeah.
he's not going to be there with Carolina because Carolina has moved to the top and their minds are on who can take us to the next level and get us in the games that we can win. They got this coaching staff here together, and make no mistake about it, quarterbacks coach Josh McCown is basically here to let you know that he's in love with CJ Stroud. He has
Hmm.
let everyone know how much he has gushed over CJ Stroud over the last couple of days. But you got to also be aware that Bryce Young is no slouch himself. The king is here for the throne. I like calling the fella the king because this guy is when it comes to college football, no matter what size he is. But god
Yeah.
damn it, that 15 is just a motherfucker you cannot get rid of. I don't know what it is about.
How you think those rooms are, man, over there at Bank of America? That's where the offices are. How you
Yeah,
think those rooms are when David Tepper sitting there talking about a Bryce Young, and then your head coach is saying Anthony Richardson, and then your quarterbacks coach is saying C.J. Stroud. I mean, who's gonna make the decision ultimately?
look at here.
Scott?
Look at here. Shout out to my dog Jesse from Last Second Sports. He said, I was shocked watching the film of AR-15. He is more refined than people think, but Stroud is
Exactly.
the choice. Now, this
Yeah.
part right here, Jesse. Stroud is the right choice because he's the safe choice. But understand us when you're looking 2 years down the line and you're looking for a guy that's going to give you one more play,
Hmm.
able to ascend you into the next level. That's AR-15. And that's what I told you. Me and him talked about this. I told him I love what I can get Anthony Richardson, but goddamn, I mean from CJ Stroud. CJ Stroud is he's the answer. He's the golden boy. He does everything right, but he doesn't have the heart of an AR-15. Comes down to it, bro. That intangible matters. That's why I
Yeah.
think right him because he can feel the God, and it's infectious. It makes me want to play around. I can't help. I never me can bring up, and I was on Panthers at that time. We used to bring up Anthony Richardson, and I believe it was Leo. He would bring him up all the time, and the first thing I would say, "Bro, you wrong. Anthony Richardson is not that guy. I don't see it." And
Hmm.
goddamn it, the more and more I see, you
Yep.
look at the he's able to combine, and you put it all together. This guy has matured in a matter of weeks, and it's just night and day how fast he's moving with his processing ability. Now they said, like I said, Cam cannot read defenses. They said the same thing, but this guy has the intangibles to be everything. And he had a high school coaching staff in Florida. I mean, it don't get any worse than that. He had to be taught, self-taught how to play the quarterback position because he came
Yeah.
out and said he was playing too much hero ball. He had to learn to
Yes.
trust around him, but he didn't have no receivers. He has no one in this draft that's going to be taken in the top 4 rounds
Yeah.
off of his.
If y'all go back to the tape, go back to the first game, he was taken off. He was just a runner. Then go. I forget what it is. Go back to say maybe they week 8, and you can see his head moving around. You can start seeing the footwork. You know what I mean? You can see him waiting and throwing those guys open or throwing into some of those windows. You know what I'm saying? Putting it where it needed to be. You can start seeing it. Now is he polished, refined? No.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Not by no means. But do I think unless something happens in year 3, I think you got a QB.
Yeah,
I think you
yeah,
got a QB.
yeah. And I think you got a force to be reckoned with the right
Yes,
receivers.
sir.
This cat is not taking no. You got, I mean, Deontay Foreman and potentially a Chase or one of those guys from Georgia that could come out and run that ball. I'm looking at the the what it could be, and the ceiling is
Mm-hmm.
very high for this team. Because, like I said, Thomas Brown is not playing around. This guy came from LA for a reason. Look,
Yeah.
my man is going to be calling the plays, but Thomas Brown is the future of the Carolina Panthers for the next year. He's going to potentially be a head coach somewhere else. So he's not playing around himself. We
Mm-hmm.
got candidates, and these guys are not going to be playing around.
Yeah. Oh,
Shout
yeah.
out,
We got two on. Yeah, we got two on our team right now. Yeah, with him and Evero. You know what I'm saying? We got two head coaches on the team right now. That's the OC and the DC. They gone, y'all. Those guys are gone, bruh.
I'm telling you. Shout out to Last Second Sports. Stroud and Wright pairing makes sense. AR-15 has better pocket presence than any quarterback in this draft, and it isn't close. Then he was like, the Colts better pick swap with Arizona. Otherwise, they're stuck with Levis, and he is much worse than the other three quarterbacks. Yes, he is.
Well, they're gonna be stuck with Levis. They're gonna be stuck with Levis. They're gonna be
Mm-hmm.
stuck with Levis. I mean, because the way it's gonna fall, we get Stroud. The Texans are picking Bryce Young, so
Mm-hmm.
it's either AR or Levis. And I mean that's just it. That's the way it's gonna fall, y'all.
But think about it. Levis is more like a Jimmy Garoppolo himself or Derek Carr
Hmm.
himself.
Yeah,
He's one of those type of quarterbacks already. And like I said, he needs to polish his game. Like we've seen him in so many instances he would try to go for the X or the Y when you got people right here on the slants or the post. I mean, your
you
check down
you pulled him perfect, Q. You just pulled him perfect. Jimmy
and
Garoppolo,
Jimmy
Jimmy
Garoppolo.
G. You just
Uh-huh.
pulled him perfect. Cause he'll fuck around and get hurt on you too. He'll get hurt on you too. You know what I mean? I had him as my QB1. When you remember when I first started looking at quarterbacks, you know what I'm saying? I said, man, our season done. We were 1-5, y'all, right there before fired the council. And I was like, yo, I'm going to just start looking at college ball, man. Look at these quarterbacks. Because I know we're going to pick number one, number two, something like that.
Mm.
And I was like, yo, at that time, Will Levis was blowing it up. Him, Hendon Hooker, you know, Anthony Richardson. And I've been looking at them boys since, man. And this guy gets hurt, Will Levis, and just drops off the map. Jimmy Garoppolo. Jimmy be fired up at the beginning of the year, and then he just drops off the map. He does it
Mm-hmm.
every year. Sam Donald does the same shit every year. So if y'all want that, and then I'm thinking, Bryce is a little gamer, but he gonna get hurt. He's gonna be 5 years. If y'all want a 9-year, 10-year quarterback, this guy's not gonna be durable enough to be in this league that long. It's not gonna happen. Y'all keep comparing him to Drew Brees and this and that. Nah, man. Drew Brees was the benchmark.
And this is the thing, man. I just that if it was so easy, let me tell you something. This is how I know the Panthers don't even have an idea who they want. Because if it was so easy, with us being at 9, if we wanted a AR-15, we would have moved up to 7. If we wanted a Levis or potentially a CJ Stroud, we would have moved up to
That's a
3.
fact. That's a
But
fact. That's a fact.
because we're so freaking off on like we want CJ 1 minute, then you want Bryce. Then you turn around, AR-15 is just shining like that gold trophy. And so
Hmm.
the so torn. I think it's going to be a decision even up to draft night on who they're going to pick because they're so torn on which direction that they really want to go to. This is something that when I speak of the Carolina Panthers has to get on the same page of because this will shape or mold the next couple of years of your franchise. You do not want to be headed in a direction where you have to figure out, okay, what's going on. And at quarterback, I'm telling you now, I love all three guys, but it's just one guy that shines above. But damn it, I cannot dismiss Bryce Young as well. Like King Bryce Young has done everything and he has been asked to do on this collegiate level, and he's done nothing but shine. He's done nothing but come out here and been the guy that they've asked him to be. So I can't overlook that either. That guy has been excellent. And it burns me to know that we as a fan base will say he too small, so I'm gonna just X him out automatically. Never mind what he could bring to the table. That burns my gears. I sit back and I listen to it and I say, I can't do that. You know what I'm saying? For me, I have to be all the way objective. I got to make sure that I keep my mind and my senses wide open to this because it's so vital for us to get this positioning right. Because you make a mistake and you get a quarterback that can't connect with these new receivers coming in. You make a mistake and you got a quarterback that can't go well with the system. And 3 years for us is potentially going to look like 7 years all over again. You got to understand that no matter how high his upside could be, if he is strapped by the coach or if he is strapped by who he is playing with and it's just not right, you're going to look like a 7 year plan. They're going to be going right back to Matt Rule and his Jay-Z comments. And I know y'all don't want to go back to that fool. I know it. Snugs Auto, you got it right. They sleeping on Bryce. I like Bryce. I know it. I just prefer CJ. I get you, brother. I get you. Levis isn't like the other. A lot of people speak poorly on him. His personality and his issue among inner circles. Oh, here we go. Big Mike in the building. What's going on, brother?
Not much, enjoying this podcast.
You already know what time it is. You know I do my thing. I do my thing, drop. Yeah, yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. See, and I was looking at them debating the Bryce Holmes and CJ Stroud thing. And I think it's closer in arm talent than people think. And that's why I've been on CJ Stroud.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I look at the past year of football, I know there's two quarterbacks that both lost their receiver core weapons, especially CJ when he didn't have Nickba all year. Garrett Wilson last year left. Chris Olave left. It's not like this man had a plethora of number one receivers this year. He had Marvin Harrison. I'm not about to sleep on him, but you're talking about 1 year having three all-stars and then having just one, and the numbers didn't drop hardly at all.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I'm like, yo, CJ should definitely be the pick just based on how accurate he is and how if he loses talent, you don't see the drop in his production.
So are you settling is what I'm asking because it sounds like to me you said, well, this one isn't that or this one is that one isn't that. But I know with CJ, his production isn't going to go down too far. So I guess I'll settle for. Is that to me?
No, it's not a settlement because I'm going to say you look at Bryce Young, he had that Heisman winning season, beautiful numbers. The Chariots came out, applaud him. And this year, he wasn't the same Bryce Young. So maybe I'm doing opposite. Maybe I'm saying, no, I'm going to keep my upgrade because if you lose talent, your production drops. There's more interceptions this year. There's less victories this year. I look on the other side. Hell, ain't nobody beat that man but Georgia. And Georgia's not somebody you play with, so I can deal with that. Man, this man threw, what, 2 less touchdowns than last year, but 1 less interception. I
So
got more consistency with the same amount of arm talent, if not more, over here. I'm going to stick with CJ.
let me ask you a question then, Big Mike. What's the difference in Bryce and CJ Stroud and oh God, what's the guy from Georgia, Bennett?
See, that's an interesting question because people.
Different.
That's an interesting question. You kind of call me on Bennett. Well,
4,000.
one, he don't have the arm talent. He's consistent, but that tight end made him look good.
Hold on, Big Mike. You mean tell me he don't got the arm talent, but he went out and threw for 4,000 yards?
but those interceptions came with it. This is a bigger okay. So you got Bryce Young throwing 30 something touchdowns. You know what I mean? 7, 8 interceptions. You got C.J. Stroud. He's throwing 41, maybe 4 or 5 interceptions. You got Stetson Bennett with a run first offense, and he might throw 4,000 yards, but he gonna give you 12, 13 interceptions to go with him. And if that's the case, his ceiling is more like Derek Carr than Andrew Luck. I look at CJ Stroud. I'm not saying he's Andrew Luck, but the way he throws the ball accurately, he's Andrew Luck like.
Okay, look, Mike, check this out. Like what Q got you doing. So if you analyzing all potential quarterbacks in this draft, and I know you love CJ. I know you love CJ. I know who your quarterback is. So if you analyzing everybody in this draft, because like I say, right now, right, we sitting at number one. We did what we had to do. We sit at number one. We get ready to make this pick. I mean, we got to make the right pick because this is the future. So now take the love for CJ out of it, and you analyzing everybody in this draft. Who are we going to get the best bang the buck for, or who we going to get who is going to be best fit for these Panthers?
That's a great question.
Ugh.
The best fit for take the love for CJ out of it now. You know what I mean?
The
Like
screen
just
too.
say the love for CJ out of it. Take the potential of Richardson, like you said, even a Stetson Bennett, even a Will Levis, what a Tanner what's his name? Q Tanner.
Tanner
Okay,
McKee.
I got you.
Yeah, Tanner. Yeah, all them cats.
Now you said double-digit interceptions for this guy, and I don't see that. Now I'm looking at his number.
You talking about
4,000
Stetson Bennett?
Bennett. I'm looking at it right here. 27 pounds and 7 interceptions with an 87.8 quarterback rating. Fourth
Okay.
college. And still they shit
Yeah,
on him.
some of them guys in the bottom got higher quarterback ratings than the guys we got sitting up top.
Am I right? Him and Bryce Young about the same damn size, isn't it? 5'11", 190.
Bryce Young has the X factor.
Oh, that's what it
See,
is.
now we're going X Factor. Now we're going X Factor.
No, no,
So
no. I'm
why
saying
why can
if we grade it, okay. So like Patrick Mahomes, there's that extra spot that he steps in and he does things that you're just not supposed to see done. It's just something about him like this motherfucker. If he's under center, it's very much possible we could win every single fucking game. Him, Joe Burrow, they got that X factor. If they on the opposite side of the field, there's a problem.
but
Bryce
see
Young
Mike,
has it too.
nobody okay. See, don't come with now I got now me and you got to go. Cause don't
All
come
right,
with
let's
that
go.
shit there. Don't come with that shit there because look, nobody didn't see Patrick. Now I ain't saying nobody. Andy Reid seen something in him, right? So that's what I'm saying. Frank Wright. That's what me and Q was talking about earlier. Frank Wright sees something in AR. You see what I'm saying? Josh McCown sees something in CJ. You see what I'm saying? So everybody sees something in somebody who is right. That's what we're trying to say.
Okay,
Who is
okay,
right
well,
for the Panthers?
but I'm telling you, the right one is my guy. But you said take him away, and I'm
Yeah.
looking at AR, and that motherfucking arm of his is not consistent on any kind of pass. It's not deep. So
Nah.
because of that, I'm like, all right, you can give me a bomb over 30, 40 yards, and he like sunshine from Remember the Titans. You can throw it a mile, but you can't pitch it 10 yards.
Okay.
It doesn't
Okay.
make sense,
Okay.
but that's his arm talent.
But can't touch. Now see, I'm with you on that. His short touch. Can't that can be developed with his coaching staff. Then you got the rest of his intangibles, you know what I'm saying? 6'4", 200 and some odd pounds, you know what I'm saying? Running like a deer, this and that in this Brown and Thomas Brown's offense. Thomas Brown and Frank Rich's offense. The guys already told you. Thomas Brown already told you he wants somebody mobile. Which I mean CJ is too. I mean you can't go wrong right there with them two. So Then we
I'm a
just now, like I said, are we just shitting on the rest of these guys? Because, like I said, we got to hit it right. We got to knock it out of the park right here. Leave no doubt. You know what I'm saying?
okay. So
We ain't
if
got nothing else coming. I mean, when we gonna have a number one again? We hope not. We hope not to.
Yeah.
so, see, the thing is when I think about it, I think about the past of Carolina. I'm going to be real. I think about the whole time we've had a team, and there's one thing that we've never had is a cerebral, accurate quarterback. Not in all of franchise history have we had a quarterback that we could say he's gonna put this ball on the fucking money.
Okay.
And we always draft these. It's like we became normalized by getting the quarterback that needs some work and see if we can get him going. Even though we've had the horrible coaching staff, so I ain't gonna talk about the Matt Rule era. But before Matt Rule era, when Cam Newton got hurt, there was a dark time too, with Ron Rivera still there in the coaching. I am just tired as an NFL fan of trying to get works in progress to play QB. Because AR, he's a
Okay.
work in progress. Will Levis is definitely a work in progress. Every quarterback besides CJ and Bryce is a work in progress. And honestly, if Bryce had 5 more inches and maybe 15, 20 pounds, this would be a can't miss. And I know, Dub Q, you said earlier, like, it shames to say that we got to depend on size. It just sucks because we looked in the past of NFL. Man, if you the size of Kyler Murray to Tua, you normally get hurt a lot.
You're gonna get hurt.
And,
You're gonna get hurt.
and so it's kind of hard. I mean,
That
Lamar
now.
Jackson bigger
Yeah.
than both of them, and he gets hurt too. So
Yeah.
it's like,
I
do
can
we
promise you
really?
that. Yeah.
And running quarterbacks always getting hurt. That's why when people say Anthony, I love his intangibles. And yes, he a big boy, but Jalen Hurts gets hurt a lot. Lamar Jackson gets hurt a lot.
Let me tell you something though.
Mobile
Let
quarterbacks
me
get
tell you something. Now, didn't Andrew Luck get hurt?
you damn right.
He,
And
okay.
then
And what was he? What was he supposed to be?
See, Andrew looks a little bit different because he take his ass out the pocket and run, but he don't know how to slide. He'll take their head on. So that's like Josh Allen. You kind of expect them to get hurt.
a bag holding it.
Didn't Peyton Manning get hurt?
Yeah, yeah.
And
When
Peyton
he was
Manning was
58.
slow. Yeah, but hey, he still got hurt, bro. You paying quarterback, you gonna get hurt. You gonna get hit. Everybody take a sack. That's why the blind side. You know what I'm saying? That's why they pay that left tackle that money. If you beat that left tackle, you getting ready. You getting ready to hit a quarterback. So
Mhm.
don't come in that pocket and running and this and that. Yeah, you if you run a little bit more, you more apt to, you know what I'm saying, take more contact as a quarterback. But come on now. All quarterbacks got hurt in their career. Ain't none that sit there and say they ain't never got hit before.
Man,
So
they
y'all
It's
had
y'all got to stop that.
yes, sir.
it's not just that. It's more like how often do you run? Like I need a quarterback that's pass first, run second.
Okay,
AR-15 is not
Game
quite there
changing
yet.
though, Mike. Game changing though, Mike, is what I mean. Scott said it. Brown said it. I mean, even Frank alluded to it in his first press conference. You got to be mobile. You got to be able to manipulate that pocket.
Yeah,
You can't just stand there this day and age.
hey, all three we talking about can do that. But what? See, y'all. You know what? I'm gonna call this now. A year from now, we gonna
well,
say what Jalen Hurts did was bad for the NFL. I'm gonna say it
Okay,
right now.
okay, okay.
Because the reason why I'm gonna say that right now is because Jalen Hurts had a Super Bowl team, even if Jalen Hurts wasn't the quarterback. It's the fact that he could run and make plays because his arm is not as good as it looks when he's got AJ Brown. Is a big difference. It's a big difference. So one day they're gonna be like, man, this team was loaded. It wasn't just Jalen Hurts. Just watch. In a year, when they got to sign this man, and it's this much money going to him, and the rest of the team is falling apart, they're gonna be like, maybe it was the 70 sacks. Maybe it was the third best running game on top of having AJ Brown and Devontae Smith and Dallas Goddard, like a monster receiving core. Just like
So
I
so
feel like Joe Burrow's the shit, but I think he gonna fall off when T Higgins leave.
yeah.
And then
Oh,
they losing a lot in their secondary right there with that defense that helped them get back a lot of times.
right. We just
You see what I'm
one.
saying? We're gonna
I
see how Joe do that.
got a question for the chat, man. I can answer y'all question. Shout out to Courtesy, first of all. I can answer y'all question with a question. Do we want to take over the division from here on out, or do we want to wait to run it in 3 years? A damn good question.
Well,
I likely asked that here. Now, before we get into that, shout out to everybody who's watching this show. Welcome to the Black Cat Panther podcast. Make no mistake, you see it on. Please like, subscribe to the channel. Boys in here, like this, get us in the algorithm. And I need 30 likes in here because we got over 30 people like up to get me in the algorithm. It's a fun fact. Y'all see it what time it is. I love doing this stuff. I got the day off and I'm chilling with y'all. Shout out to all man. Welcome to the channel. The Cash App is bottom. Y'all already seen it. If you want to contribute anything, it's money sub Q09. Show that love. Y'all already know what time it is, man. Please, back to the question at hand. The question was, do we want to take over the division from here on out, or do we want to wait 3 years to run it?
okay. My thing with that is this: you want to build this thing right. If you want to half-ass it, you know what I mean. You know that these guys they're getting the base set. It's like say like you got some of the best engineers working on this thing right here from the ground floor. Then they can take that blueprint that they mapped up, that they developed, and they can leave it for the next set of guys who getting ready to actually build this thing. So that's what we're doing right now. Y'all just want to say retooling, restructuring, re whatever. This is I don't know. I'm not gonna say 100% rebuild, but make no mistake, we are in front of the Falcons, we are in front of the Saints, and we are in front of Tampa Bay. We were supposed to start this thing 2 years ago, but y'all know what happened. I'm not even gonna mention the whole that bull. You know what I'm saying? And we were supposed to be setting. This was supposed to be our year 3 last year. You know what I'm saying? When we were supposed to be sitting right, ready to take over,
Mm-hmm.
but we had a little hiccup. We doing what we should have done then. You understand what I'm saying? That's what it is to me. So you gotta pick the guy right now. So they showed you by moving up to 1, they didn't get a farm. I'm cool with it. If I'm cool with it, I know how I am with giving away these picks. I'm cool with it. What they done, yo, they showing y'all right now that they making these moves to do this.
I like it, man. This is one of those things right now where, like I said, the excitement is here. I can feel it in the air. No, no, you good, courtesy, man. He said, my bad, y'all. My point was to say, if you want to run the division now, you take CJ. If you don't, you take AR 15. I want to run it from here on out. Excuse me. I mean, that's the point. Like I said, we know that the long-term better player is going to be AR 15. We know
Mm-hmm.
right now the better player is CJ Stroud. But does he eclipse everything that Bryce Young could give you to the table? Can he bring the same amount of action? I mean, ability to throw the football. Does he bring us touchdown abilities? Because that's what it's all about, scoring ability in the NFL. Can you score at will in the NFL? Or can
Mm-hmm.
you subjected to be on the outside looking in? And the Panthers has been looking in the last years when it comes to football. We need to have somebody in place that could get that ball to a receiver, and I mean score touchdowns. No
Yeah,
more bull. No
yeah,
more.
and see, we haven't had the receiver or the quarterback here since Cam. We haven't had the receiver and the quarterback since Cam. And then when he was here, We didn't have the receivers to go with him. We get some of these Walmart dudes, Target guys, to be here a year with him. You know, the talent wasn't there. Then they have a big brain. Oh, he needs big receivers, and none of them guys, all of them were slow. They couldn't get no separation. They wasn't even red zone threats. Then the year they got him some fast receivers, but them guys couldn't catch. But see, he made it do what it do because he was a quarterback that uplifted, that brought the receivers to the next level. He threw them open, this and that. But y'all say he can't throw. He can't read defenses. What happened in 15 when he got receivers that got separation?
Yeah.
That went and got so boom. Like Q said earlier, we tired of these motherfuckers who talking all this bullshit, and that's what it is, bullshit. You know what I'm saying? They sit there and say what these guys can and cannot do. So don't. I mean, go back and look for yourself, y'all, and see what you see. Then make your decision.
I'm trying to tell a consensus around here. You gotta look at it for yourself. Fuck what everybody else is talking. A lot of these people that are making thoughts of, I don't want CJ or I don't want Bryce. Taking the time to look at these niggas, man, and y'all can't just go sight unseen. You don't buy a house sight unseen.
Exactly.
Seen. What makes you think you're gonna get a quarterback sight unseen? I don't get it. I don't understand the logic behind some of these people when they say, oh, I feel like Bryce is going to be the best one. Fuck everybody else. I don't care.
Yeah.
I haven't seen was played, but Bryce is the best one for me because he won the Heisman.
Yeah. Bryce can throw it better. No, he can't. All these niggas can throw. They quarterbacks. They've been quarterbacks since Pop Warner. All of them can throw.
Kendall, these niggas said that because AR-15 set a record at the combine, all he can do is jump, and all he can do. He ain't no quarterback. He can't throw. Now they mindful. They didn't even. He went out there and threw toe with CJ Stroud on them throws. They didn't see that.
Yeah, all he did. He started playing the quarterback position at the collegiate level this year. He had 13 starts. How many starts does Bryce Young have? Q, can you look that up? Do you know? How many starts does CJ Stroud have? What we said, these guys are more polished. They got more reps than he got. But this guy, his learning curve is off the chart. You can see it in these 13 games.
So
he's supposed to look like a freshman.
You got 3 years with Bryce Young, and like I said, starts is off the charts. This cat got damn near 3 years worth of starts.
3 years.
3 years.
CJ got 2.
From 2000 to 2021 to 2022, he's been playing from there. Now look up CJ Stroud. You say he got how many?
I think he got 2. He got 2.
Yeah, he just got 2. 2021 to 2000.
Yep.
Where he threw for 4,000 yards, 4,401 yards, 435 yards 1 year, and then the next year, this year right here was 3,688. So you could even say he digressed this year, looking off of his first year numbers. And he
let Anthony Richardson stay one more year and go in there with Caleb Dixon and Drake May and all them. He'd be right in the thick of things, number 3 again. You understand what I'm saying? Number 2 and 3, you know what I'm saying? Tit-topping between. He'll be in the same place he is right now. You see what I'm saying? So what? Come on, y'all.
Shout out to Brian Davison on Kendall. He's don't trade up to the number 1 pick for a project like a Will or AR.
I understand that. They could flip it. See what we talking about. Talks about them trading down from the 1 to get more picks, and then getting. That's what we're saying, y'all. And then still getting AR or getting. We still can get Stroud, trade down and get more picks. I don't know what they're gonna do.
Let me ask you how you feel about this. Recently, like I said, I just did a mock draft last night where I basically, from number 1, got an offer from number 2, the Texans, to move up to number 1 to get their quarterback. And they gave me in that trade another first-round pick, and they gave me a second and a third, and then a pick for next year. So I took that, I moved down 1 slot, still turned around and got my quarterback. Turned around, got another first round pick. That's how I was able to get Jalen Hyatt. I was able to get potentially Dalton Kincaid, make some moves, spread this offense all the way out. Like I told you, you need to check out my latest mock draft that's going to be dropping. It was a gem to watch, and I'm telling you, I did a look. I just traded back one spot, and I said I did two different scenarios on this draft. You're gonna love it. You gotta see it because it potentially sets us up. And either you can go this way and stay at number one and get who you want, or you can say, let me go down one slot and then pick up more picks. I mean, that's the option of being at number one. You control the entire board now.
Mm-hmm. You control that board.
My man said that trade back is a smoke screen. They don't believe in.
I was saying that too. 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 Whoever
The
said
only
that, I was saying the same thing.
further because if you let Indy get above you, they're gonna take one of them guys you want. So you only
Yeah.
go down to
You
two.
only go down, yeah, and you talk to these people and tell them, hey, don't you fuck me, don't you fuck me.
No further than three, Brian Davidson. You don't go no three whatsoever. Because if you want the potential of still getting like this, Bryce Young is gonna go to Houston, and then if you go down, number two is going to be who would be number two? We would go down to number three if
Arizona.
Arizona.
Well, no, if we flip flop, we be two, and then we switch again with Arizona or something like that. You know what I mean? But I don't think Zona moving. I think Houston got 11 picks, and they don't care about spending one. You know what I'm saying? To get Bryce, so that would be your trade partner. You flop one and two or something like that. You can't let Indianapolis get ahead of you, and by no means. Because if Indy gets, we have some technical difficulty.
Yo, kid, there, hold me down for
Ye-
1 second. Hold me down
Okay,
one.
okay, okay. Yeah, because if Indy gets ahead of us, you know what I'm saying, they picking Stroud. They are picking CJ Stroud. So if that's the little game they're gonna try to play, some flip flopping to get some of these picks back, I mean, we can be doing some stuff like flopping with Houston and at least getting that second back. And then we talked about some scenarios the other day of trading a Matt Corral, since people love Matt Corral, and maybe getting a second back in 2025. I can see that happening. We're gonna get a pick back, and this trading up to number one is not even gonna look as bad as we thinking now, because we're gonna get some picks back, y'all. So we just got to try to get our guy. That's it. And I think, with me just thinking, I think it's going to be CJ Stroud. I don't think we're going to have to hold our breath draft night or sit there and think, oh man, they get AR-15. He ain't this guy, this guy. I think we're going to get Stroud, y'all. So don't worry. I think we're in good hands. Like they said, only thing I'm worried about, they said David Tepper, and he is the boss. He's the owner, the check writer. They say he like Bryce Young. I don't like Bryce Young, y'all. Bryce Young just did. He had to hire a nutritionist to come in at 204 pounds. Bro, that's light. That's light, y'all. That's real light. That's in the NFL. That's damn near itty bitty for a quarterback. Somebody that's gonna take a lot of pressure on him. He just is 5'10", right there, 5'11". His measurements is too small. I understand he processes. He can see the field. He can do this and that. But do y'all remember Baker getting his stuff batted? When you get to the pro level as a defensive lineman, your skills are better than it was in college. I know he played in the SEC, with some of these same guys. But just as soon as he's progressing, these guys might take a leap. At 19, 20 years old, they might still be growing. Or just something happens in their body and they're able to move, just bend and come across the edge. Bryce Young, to me, like I said, his career is only going to be 5 to 6 years. Just like some of these other smaller guys. He's going to take some punishment, y'all. Swear he is. But that's not here or there. I can't see the screen to comment, y'all, so I'm just gonna be ranting and raving for a little bit until Q get back. Let me talk about Vegas and Jimmy G. Vegas, Josh McDaniels got Jimmy G. Josh McDaniels is on the hot seat. Make no mistake about that, because Las Vegas, you ain't move to Las Vegas and build that big ass stadium that they got and everything like that to sit there and lose. And they thought they bring him in and he just light up the world. So he gets rid of Derek Carr. That was his scapegoat for this year. He gonna bring in Jimmy G and say, like I said, a project like a Will Levis or what y'all call a project in Anthony Richardson. Okay. That's going to give him a little bit more time to implement whatever he wants going on. But anything he's ever touched, he's fucked it up. Okay? Then let's go to Indianapolis. Indianapolis has a new coach, y'all. The same guy that coached Jalen Hurts and all them and at the Eagles. Okay? So he's got a little bit more leeway than a Josh McDaniel. I think Vegas stays where they are now because they know no way that they can get up there to get a CJ Stroud or Bryce Young. He got Jimmy G. He can get Richardson or Levis. So they're good where they at. Only person we got to worry about is an Indianapolis that's been hooked to CJ Stroud. One time they were hooked to Will Levis, but they've been wanting CJ Stroud. Now with us making the move we made with Chicago, we've been hooked to Bryce or CJ. So it will still be a fight at the top from 1 to 6. If we trade down, we're only going to trade down to possibly 3 with the Cardinals. Because they might think that, I don't know, with Jalen Carter and all the stuff he had going on, is a Texans with D'Amico Ryans going to get him? Is it just a smoke screen that they want a quarterback? Because make no mistake, you can still get a good quarterback in the second round. It's 15 quarterbacks in this thing, y'all. And y'all ain't even talking about the 2 quarterbacks that went to the national championship. Think about that. Man, I'm telling you, this draft is loaded with some of everything that everybody needs. We're going to talk about wide receiver. If anything, I think the wide receiver class is the weakest of anything in this draft. Wide receivers, y'all. You got Quentin Jefferson from TCU. That's the undisputed champ right now in this. This is the Bryce Young or the CJ Stroud, the wide receiver. Josh Downs from Carolina. I mean, Josh did okay with a Drake May throwing to him. I mean, to me, he's a little guy as well out there. Not saying you need to be 6'1", 6'2" out there, and just these DBs are fast and strong. Just like we got J.C. Horn. Why do we get J.C. Horn? Lock down that side. Because he's a physical corner, y'all. That's what you want. If you're going to play press man or anything, what a lot of people going to in this league, you got to have a physical receiver. You got to have that guy that's fast and strong and go up, get your hands off me. I go up. I can, almost like basketball skills, I can have this guy ride me and I can still rise and go get that ball. So The weakest class in this draft to me is receivers because you don't have you got, like I said, Quentin Johnson is the only receiver that I see that's out there like that. Some of the rest of these guys are work in progresses as well.
Bruh, I don't know
I,
about that. Bruh.
that's the way I see it. Like I said, that's my humble opinion. You know what I mean? I don't see any of these other guys that can just go up and snatch it. You know what I mean? Out the air, because by the time you take the top three off the board, you know what I'm saying? Or I'm gonna say three. The drop off is considerable.
I don't believe that, Kendall. I don't believe that at all. I can name you three receivers right now that we can look at, and I can tell you right now that is going to be studs. Three
Okay,
potential.
where you at? Where you at?
Okay, so right now, Zay Flowers from Boston College.
Okay, I see.
Zay Flowers is like that. Cedric Tillman from Tennessee is like that, brother. And I'm gonna tell you right now, these are all reachable guys for the Panthers. In the late,
You and Steve Smith was talking about this Zay Flowers. I see flashes. I don't see consistency like well, and then again you had people that had us show them flashes, and then like when they get to the league it's like, oh shit. You know what I'm saying? Okay.
do,
I can go with that. I can go with that. But
you know comparison?
huh?
Antonio Brown is his comparison, bro. Zay Flowers from Boston. He, he said, bro, only person I see
Okay.
in him is me or AB because it's like the way he played. He's so shifty. He would juke you out of your clothes, bro. This guy is no bullshit, bro. And
How
I'm
long did
telling
it take AB to become AB?
you, 2 years, maybe,
You see that?
maybe.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. See, a lot of those guys, like I said, you didn't see AB being doing what he doing, what he was doing, in the league at that time. Because it was just like, okay, he was a fast guy, fast little guy. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Then next thing you know, he became more of a not a route technician, but he's fast, like you say, shifty, and he can run his routes. Or what he could do was kind of go off strip, but in a right way. And then his quarterback connection to when Ben came along, because when Ben come along, that's when he emerged. To me, next thing you know, you got AB, and she was on another show and saying what quarterback, I mean wide receiver is not linked to basically damn near a Hall of Fame quarterback. You know what I mean? That goes
Mhm.
hand in hand too. If people don't, they don't want to say it. I don't think I can look at it and say it's DJ that we shipped. That boy always had 1,000 yards with whoever. Yeah, he dropped some, he fumbled, what I'm saying, whatever. But damn, he got his 1,000. So I don't know, Q. I mean, you know what I'm saying? We got it's a lot because people didn't even want to, go with me to say, hey, we had a lot of holes to fill. They just want to think, oh, we get a quarterback, we straight. You see what I'm saying? Now they starting to see some of these holes, right?
Oh, no, they ain't got to see it. It's here. You ain't got
It's
to see
here.
it. But
It's here. But
let me ask you a question though. Let me ask you a question before we get off that subject with the receivers. Where do you rate A.T. Perry from Wake Forest? Because he's a nice him, Cedric Tillman, the guy I just told you about, Zay Flowers, are
uh,
all good
yeah,
receivers. And look, I did 2 mock drafts. I just put a little stencil of what I did with one of them on the line. But if you look at this second mock draft I did, one of them I traded back, one I didn't trade back. The one where
yeah.
I didn't, if you look at the screen right now, and like I said, this is set to debut, but you got a while before it's gonna come.
Mm-hmm.
I literally did CJ on this first one, Dalton Kincaid, Cedric Tillman, A.T. Perry, Chase Brown. Look, I gave ourselves an offensive boost, and I still went and got us a defensive tackle, edge rusher. Like I said, there was so much that I could do with just having this with no trades was perfect. But then I even
Okay.
I showcased the one where I did a trade. Like I
You
said,
just said AT. You said AT Perry. AT Perry was two-time All ACC. You see what I'm saying? You just don't get that. You know what I'm saying? ACC is kind of passing finesse league. Okay, SEC. You know what I'm saying? You got them. You know what I'm saying? Straight hard nosed dogs. You know what I'm saying? So you looking at that and say now you just don't get all this in your league just by being mediocre. You know what I'm saying? They got you with a B plus on that. You got a kid from ECU. God knows what's that receiver name. He's probably gonna go in a maybe third or fourth round. Man, what is his name? I can't think of his name right now. He got an initial name TC or TJ or something like that. But he's the receiver over there at ECU for the Pirates.
mm-hmm,
Now, going under the radar. You got kids, but what I'm saying from say if you're gonna say the bar is Quentin Johnson, right? That's the
mm-hmm.
bar, right? TCU.
That's the bar, but Zay Flowers and him is like 1A, 1B. So it's just kind of hard.
Okay. So now what I'm saying, and I said after the top three. Now I'm saying I don't know if you heard me or not when you came back. I said after the top three, there's a drop off, just like
Mm-hmm.
it is with quarterback. There's a drop off. Now, can you get Perry or like I said, my Josh Downs, or like I was talking about my man from ECU, and these guys become ABs in 2 years? Because I just laid out a 3 year map for y'all. Not saying it's some people don't want to hear 3 years, but you got to look at the way they draft. I just show you the way they drafting, the way they signing free agents and stuff like that. This is the way they thinking. This is the way they setting this thing up, y'all. So that's gonna be a big who's gonna be our quarterback too. That's all I'm saying. If you want to get in their head and see how they thinking, but then they could throw us for a loop de loop.
Yes, sir. I think it that we could be get thrown for on a loop de loop, but I'm telling you, man, I'm willing to take that because if I have to replace DJ Moore's productivity with anybody, I'm going to take my first shot on it either being Zay Flowers or either Cedric Tillman. I mean, those are the two
Okay.
guys that say that you plug them in with a CJ Stroud or Anthony Richardson right now, they're going to get 1,000 yards off the bat. They
So
that.
what I'm
Mhm.
thinking you saying, if I'm going on what you saying, when you get ready for that 39th pick, you would go wide receiver.
Um, I'm going to the benefit of my quarterback. So yeah. I could go first and get me a quarterback. Next pick, I can turn right around and get a wide receiver because we are so depleted at receiver. You can do that, and then hit tight end with your next pick, and still
Hmm.
get a tight end in this draft. And offensively, you just cured three pieces. That means you got the potential to go edge rusher next or linebacker if you want to
Hmm.
plug one of them in. And then you could potentially come back around, get a running back and a receiver because you're going to need the weapons that you can, as many as you can. Like I said, Chase Brown's going to be sitting there in the third, fourth round. You can't overlook that guy because he has the ability to catch as well as hit the backfield and go running. Now, I'm looking at Chase Brown, but I'm also looking at a guy like A.T. Perry that's sitting right there. He'll be sitting in the third, fourth round that you can get to. So it's all in
Hmm.
how you use your hand. It's all in how well you maneuver this thing. Because
Okay.
there's one trade to get some extra picks, and Scott Fitterer could have two extra picks on this. So who knows?
Okay. And if people want to say if they want to go on that simulator, you know what I'm saying? Well, a lot of people been saying they've been going on that simulator and doing the draft. Okay, that's what we do. Okay, so this is the way I do it, y'all. Y'all seen some of my drafts? I hit them A's, I hit them A pluses. What I'm saying is, the first thing that the Carolina Panthers need is a quarterback. So we're gonna draft a quarterback. Make no mistake in that we're drafting a quarterback. Okay, so we draft a quarterback in the first round. Okay, now I start looking at As these numbers starting to go down, going into the second round, going into this, what I mean by the numbers going down, the number of A talent in whatever pool position that you in. Okay, so what I just said earlier, wide receiver to me is the weakest far as number wise, A's and all that stuff in this draft. That's what I'm saying. So just like what Q just said, if you want to go next with a wide receiver and get a stud, you have to do it right there. You have
How?
to do it right there at high at 39. 39. There's 32 picks, 32 teams in the league. Now, I'm not
Mm.
talking to y'all like y'all crazy or dumb. I'm just explaining it. You know what I'm saying? It's 32 teams in the league, and that's your first round. Right now, the Dolphins forfeited the pick because of that, all that crazy mess they done. When Brian Flores was there. Okay, so you only got 31 picks now. So that 39th is really a 38. You see what I'm saying? So you 7 picks out of the first round. Okay, that's a good position. So when you pick 39 right there, you can get a stud at wide receiver, and it being one of the not the weakest, but not far as number wise. They ain't many wide receivers to me that's studs right there in this draft. Okay. Then if we want to go to tight end or edge rusher, position of need for this team, there's
Mhm.
more edge rushers. You see, because what we pick at 39, then 93. So you liable to get still get a stud or a good project. Not saying project, just saying this guy maybe emerge in the second year or third year, being like I just said, we going in a 3 year span, and this guy could be, what we potentially thought YGM or somebody was going to be in that third round at that what is that 93 or that 100 and something pick, but you can get a tight end because tight end is full and that edge rusher is full that you can sit there and wait around and still get a quality guy. We just put it like that. So
That's
I think
cool.
we'll be missed on the D tackles, but see, that's why we signed the D tackle. Y'all see how everything coming into play? That's why we signed the D tackle, because I don't think we're gonna get one in the draft. Now, not that guy who, you know what I'm saying, like a Suka Seat, you know, Jalen Carter or somebody like that. We ain't gonna get, you know what I'm saying, that by 93 or what, 115, something like that in those next picks.
So welcome to the stage right now, Panther Kingdom podcast, man. What's up with you, brother?
Oh, nothing much. Yeah, about y'all?
Man, we're good, man. What's your thought? Everything, man. How you doing?
I just think that we have a big problem when it comes to draft. When it comes to drafting wide receivers, there's not a lot of good ones.
There
Okay.
you go. There you go.
I mean, but how
In
many
this
do you?
in this draft, right? That's what you meaning in this draft.
So
Yeah.
Yeah.
or basically, what's the other guy that I named? A.T. Perry. Uh, let's
Zay
see,
Flowers and then you got Quentin Johnson.
Tillman. You don't believe none of those guys are pretty good?
I mean, they're solid, but we might not even get them. But I don't think that they're going to be our number one wide receiver or our number two wide receiver. I don't see it yet.
See,
You don't
Q,
see.
I'm not by myself, Q. You see what I'm saying? That's what I'm
Well,
saying.
these guys now, Jalen Hyatt, Cedric Tillman, both had almost close to 1,000 yards last year with Tennessee. Now, then you look at A.T. Perry, I mean, dynamic receiver. You look at, I mean, you can't fake these yards, and you're saying you don't see these guys as number one. A.T. Perry will immediately, I mean, not what did I call him A.T. Perry? Is that his name? Zay Flowers will immediately step in and be DJ Moore 2.0. Immediately.
No.
He had
Hmm. See, once again, you go back like they were saying about him. They was asking those receivers fly down the field. You know what I'm saying? Boom, we're gonna throw it up under you. Those guys are fast, man. You know what I mean? Fast, just straight route guy. Can they run? When you ask them to run a route tree, do they have that in their toolbox?
Yes, he do. Look, Perry is the most route runner. Steve Smith even broke it down. He said He said, I'm oozing over him because of the weight and his ability to run the route tree. You cannot touch this guy because, look, I'm telling you, Zay Flowers is going to go late first round because potentially nobody going to where it's going to be a quarterback and an edge rusher driven draft. That's the only to that point. So if there was a way that the Panthers could work it out to get Zay, that right there would be one of the besides the quarterback. But you got to look at the potential of Cedric Coleman or potentially AT. Well, goddamn, you okay? or or Mungo. Mungo is the other guy. Keyshawn Boutte. Boutte is another guy from LSU that is everything as advertised. Bruh. What's up with you, Pop?
What up with y'all?
Man, look,
What's going on, Pop?
how you feeling, man? We all trying to get the consensus around here. What can we do to solidify this receiving position as well as this quarterback position, brother?
Well, I mean, they're definitely in a position to get their quarterback, a franchise quarterback, hopefully. Um, Now a number one wide receiver. There's the first top five. They probably gonna be gone by the time we get there at
That's what I'm.
the
Yeah.
pick. Is there some sleepers though? Yeah, there definitely some sleepers because I went back and looked at Xavier Smith. I went back to go look at Matt Landers. Um, A.T. Perry, he's cool, but I think he's old though. I think he's like 25, 24. He old. He's been in the college for a while. So that would be almost like us saying, hey, why don't we go and get the quarterback from
Talking about Hendon Hooker.
Hendon Hooker? Why would you want an old wide receiver? You know what I'm saying? That you can't keep around for a long time if you wanted to keep him. We haven't did that well drafting wide receivers. We it's been like hit and miss through over the year. We'll have one good one, but we can't never have another one that's very very serviceable to help him out. But I think they need to go get two wide receivers. I think they need to get a slot receiver for sure, and need like a fast one. A Xavier Smith. They're not gonna be able to get those Zay Flowers. Tank and Nathaniel Tank Dale will be there. He would be good too, but these are smaller wide receivers. These they 5'9", 5'8", 5'7", $177. These are small.
But let me ask you something too, Pop. Let me ask you something too, because nobody did this. What if, okay, before you deal DJ Moore, right? Let me just put this whole scenario out there. Okay, did DJ Moore get dealt because he didn't want to restructure his contract?
No.
Or did DJ Moore get dealt because now you got to think about this is a thing that I always look at. Did they see something and evaluating some stuff that we don't see? Because we're not out there on the practice field. We're not out there looking at, you know what I'm saying? We're not out there talking to, these coaches or the position coaches and stuff like that. Did they see that a Shy Smith and a Terrence Marshall, because you already got rid of Rashad Higgins, and then you got Chenault, what we already have on the roster.
No, what I'm gonna tell you from what I heard that happened was, is that there was a few teams that had the same offer that we had on the table, except for a player. So
yeah,
in order for us to get that number one, we had to throw something in there to make it sweeten the deal, and we knew we weren't going to give up Brown. So when they threw in DJ Moore, because they don't have a number one wide receiver, it just sweetened the deal. And none of those other teams have a receiver that they can actually like give up or can match to DJ Moore. It wasn't about they really didn't want to shop him off, but that was the only way they was be able to get the number one.
Exactly. Okay, so You saying we didn't want to give DJ. Well, so you still had to evaluate. You see what I'm saying? They still had to sit back one night and say, "Damn, do we want to give DJ? It just want to. I'll give you DJ then." You see what I'm saying? They still had to sit back and say, "Okay, if we give DJ, do we believe in a shot, Laviscus and Terrence?" You see what I'm
Well,
saying? That's the
I
question I'm asking. Do you think we have it on the roster as it sits right now that we don't have to even go in there and draft a wide
no,
receiver at
hell
39?
no, we don't. Hell no, because for one, we don't know what Terrence Marshall is capable of because we don't know if he's gonna stay healthy. That's something that Q's been harping on ever since he got to the team.
Mhm.
LaVisca just got here, but we don't know if he's a one-trick pony, but I believe he got more. And then Shai Smith, he too busy talking instead of watching game tape and going out there and shutting the hell up and playing the game. Because
Right.
he drops concentration catches. So when you got that type of caliber of wide receivers, you can't have your quarterback, your franchise quarterback coming in here depending on nobody. So that's one thing I was heard about the DJ Moore package because it's like you now have not you have kind of taken one of the quarterback's hands and tied it behind his back.
Okay. And especially you get ready to draft a young quarterback. First year rookie. Straight off the
First year
boat
rookie.
rookie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So I believe they're gonna have to if they keep hitting on these free agencies. If they go out here, cause we don't have to go pick a safety right now. They go get us a corner in this free agency, right? If they find a way to get another linebacker, we can go in the draft and go get us two decent wide receivers right now in the
Well,
draft.
feel like this pop. Get linebacker or potential cornerback, they're gonna go all offensive in the rest of this because they went and got out a D tackle already,
Right?
safety already.
Mm-hmm.
That's six. Think about it. That
You
means Jeremy
going
said,
you going in and out, Q.
you say, well,
You going in and out.
Yeah, you clipping.
that's Buddy eating chips. I don't, well,
Nah, it's not the chips. It's just like and it did I did it like it's doing that. It's like snipping your voice.
can y'all hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody definitely tearing up them chips though. Good God.
That nation though, Panther Kingdom down there tearing it up, boy.
That ain't me. Wait, that might be me.
Yeah, man.
But
The
ain't no
point,
chips.
you ain't got no chips. You eating good though.
Are you swimming in leaves? Something.
But the point I'm trying to make is if we go out and we target at least one more defensive player, you can expect that this draft is going to be offensive driven because they realize the importance of getting your quarterback all the weapons that they need. Realize that, brothers.
Yeah,
I hope
I'm with you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm following you. That's the same way I'm looking at it. The way you're looking at it, Q. There are. I think that I believe, other than D Hop, I believe that everybody that they're targeting is going to be all defense. That way, that they can go out there and get an accessible amount of players for offense, bro. I
You know, I see a
really
lot of
do.
people. I see a lot of people advocating for OBJ though.
I like
Well, a lot of people do drugs, so you can't mind them. All you can do is pray for them.
what I think is the most seasoned out of all these guys if we were able to get him in here. And then you take your time and get another receiver out of the draft. If you were to pay Thielen a little bit, just a little bit, it's going to take about $6 million to get him here. If you pay him that and then you go and hit the draft and get like a Cedric Tillman or whoever you want to get, a A.T. Perry, you have just solidified that and getting a tight end, Darnell Washington or Dalton Kincaid to go along with your new quarterback, you just reset this entire offense. And all you got to do from there on out is pick your position players as you see them fit on this team because you will have a dynamic offense to run with Stroud or Levis. I mean, not Levis, with Stroud or Bryce Young or potentially AR-15. You can't go wrong with either one of the three of these quarterbacks.
Yeah. You're right. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Especially with a 3-year window. That's what y'all got to understand. Y'all got to be patient. The way they doing this thing is a 3-year window. So
Hold on.
with
What
a
do you
with
mean 3 year window? 3 year window to do what?
because don't sit here and think that we told you it's a lot of holes that need to be filled. And y'all
Right.
see that, right? You see that now. You see the holes. And you go into a 4-3 defense. So do you think in this free agency right now, you see the way it's been falling, that we're gonna feel everything on this defense to go to a
No.
3-4? I'm just talking now. This is just one aspect of what we're trying to do right here. You see what I'm saying? Because this shit should have been done 2.5 years ago. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And it's not. We behind time. Only thing that's helping us is this division is so weak because everybody else got to do the same shit. You see what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
So this year right here is a building year, building block year. Then we're gonna have some contracts like a Derek Brown and a Brian Burns that's got to be signed, which they're gonna sign this guy because they already said these are the staples of our team. These are the guys who we building around. So they keep saying building. So that's a rebuild. That's because they build. They say they building. Now you come in the offense side of the ball. You got a Daisy Fresh rookie. Do you actually think Shroud or Young is gonna come in here and just command, just like go command the huddle, do this just like a 5-6 year pro? No, he's not. He's got to go through his bumps and bruises and everything too. And then you talking about getting a potential one wide receiver, your ex wide receiver is gonna be a rookie too. Come on, y'all. You know we ain't doing. Only reason the division is so damn weak. We're gonna make some noise, but we're gonna have A+ talent. You got to have A+ talent to even make that kind of noise in the first year. So the second year is where you just get ready to see these guys just be, you know, heads and tails above everybody else. And then the third year is when we're gonna start winning like we need to win. That's
Okay.
the plan.
That's what you were saying about the third year process. Okay. All right.
Third year
I wonder.
process,
I
and
wonder.
then you
Where you
got to
going with that?
then you got to get the nuances of okay. Now in 2024, what? We don't even have a first round pick. You see what I'm saying? So I don't give a damn who come out. We know we ain't gonna have a chance to get him unless we, you know what I'm saying? We either give up another player or have to, give up a bunch of later round pick. You know what I'm saying? Something. So that's why I got a 3-year plan.
Right. I mean, like I said, there's a lot of wide receivers that not drafted in the first round that don't turn out to be superstars. We have seen it. So our
Hmm.
scout team, I'm hoping that and this is something I haven't seen being reported because I know that a lot of our scout team has been revamped over the years, and I'm wondering with the hiring of Wright, did we keep the same members on the scout team that we had with Rule, or did they change? Because
No, they
tho-
changed it. They changed it. You remember Scott? If you go back to Scott's, the exit right after the end of the year, and he had that he was at the podium.
mm-hmm.
He said, "We getting ready to redo the scout team." He said that.
And this is another thing. I don't believe we're gonna draft a running back in this draft. I
Yeah,
really don't. I think we're gonna get a undrafted running back because it's so deep with running backs. I don't think that's gonna be high on their priority as far as running backs.
I
Yeah.
beg to. I think we're gonna end up getting and either pulling the plug on somebody in the fourth or the fifth round, whether that's McIntosh, Georgia, or either Chase Brown. I think we gotta get a
I
guy that
love
can
Chase Brown.
perform it. Yeah, you need another change of pace back. Deuce Staley is here. Let's not forget what he said. He wants 3 backs and possibly a fourth quarterback that could come in fresh.
Right.
So why we not taking for full face value on what he's saying on that?
Oh
He
no,
ain't
I believe it. I believe right now is
Yeah.
Evero time. Like right now, they're gonna
And
try to
what
get
he's saying
all the
too.
weapons they can get for Evero right now
Hmm.
and see what he can do with that. And if we missing one or two things, we'll get in the draft. But we only got 6 picks, and
Yeah.
then I
Cause what did
think
Frank say? Frank said something about a top 10 defense, a top 5 defense.
yeah. So
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
believe we'll definitely hit for edge if anything, the draft. Because some people feel like we already got the edge already. We already got enough. We already got the edge rush. I don't know. I don't think we do.
You can never have rushes, bro.
Yeah,
No, yeah,
I mean, I know people want to see what Barno can do.
no.
They want to see what Brandon Smith can do. I do too, but I don't know if they're ready quite yet. You
Yeah,
know.
those will be good rotational pieces, but we
Yeah.
don't have that guy, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah,
over
we don't
there.
have that guy. Yeah,
And none of we don't have
we
them
need that
we don't
guy.
have that guy in those positions.
Yeah.
So y'all like D tackles in this entire 3-4 that we got right here.
You said it. Say it again. What's your question?
How well do y'all like D tackles in this entire equation that we got for this 3-4?
Well, I
See
think
the guy.
I say
The guy we
McCall's gonna
got.
be there.
Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I
You
say
say
McCall's gonna be there, and then we just made um
Tuttle.
Tuttle.
not Tuttle, but Derek Brown. You gonna put him over toward the end. So
So saying that, that's why I'm saying this. How would you like to see Derek Brown on one edge of the three? Then you got in the middle McCall and potentially this Tuttle guy on the opposite end, and then you stand up Brian Luvu on the opposite and off the other. And then in the middle, you got Shaq Thompson and potentially another linebacker that you can plug in here, which would be Jeremy Chin. Now
that's what they're looking at. You just hit it on the head, Q. You just hit it on the head.
Solidified your front seven. Now you got a cornerback and JC Horn that can lock down one side. You got a playmaking safety you just went and got out there that was potentially a Pro Bowler. And then you got Xavier Woods beside him. So you only really missing one spot on this defense right now, which is a cornerback. If you look at it with full perspective and how they going to look at it.
Now, and see, okay, I went to Tankathon to see something, drop. After we got all those quarterbacks fell in the top 10, right? All your quarterbacks fell, Jalen Carter, Miles Murphy, and all those guys, just like predicted, fell in that top 10. Cornerbacks started coming off the board like bow, 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 bow. Joey Porter Juniors and you know what I'm saying? All them guys started coming off the board like, you know what I'm saying? Next. So I don't even think you're gonna get the stud, you see what I'm saying, at 39. When it comes to cornerback, if it falls like, see, I done seen so many different scenarios. You see what I'm saying? When you say, so you pretty much have to either go that wide receiver route, the edge rusher route, or the tight end route. You see what I'm saying? At 39 there, even the best player available, because we need something everywhere.
But wouldn't that contradict what we did? We gave up a wide receiver because it's hard to find the edge. So why in the draft there would be more cornerbacks coming off instead of the edges? Because there's a lot of edges in this draft too flying off. So let's say quarterbacks go off, right? Quarterbacks. Then all the edges and D tackles start flying off. You're telling me
edges, Pop, trust me.
No, I'm
edge is loaded. You're gonna get a quality edge rusher to late third round. Gonna come out. Edge is loaded.
That's what I'm asking you. You were saying that it's gonna go quarterback then corner, and I'm asking you why wouldn't it go quarterback then edge since it's such a preferable, so many of them out there. Why wouldn't they start flying off the board? Are you saying because there's not as many corners in this league?
It's not as many corners. Stud corners is what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? The ball hawk guys like they were talking about. Even like some people, you always heard of, I wouldn't take a safety that high. Some of these safeties, you know what I'm saying, was going, them top 5 safeties was going off the board. You know what I mean? In the first, I'm gonna say 60 picks. That gives you 2 rounds. That gives you at least 2 rounds right there with 32 teams. You see what I'm saying? First 60 picks. Because you got to go to where the fall out after the first 3. They give you 5. If you go to most, they're gonna give you 5 of they saying the top guys. But after that, 3 to 4, the fall off is significant,
Any of
depending on
y'all
the
pay,
system that the guy's in.
any of y'all paid attention to that wide receiver named Shaq?
Not off the bat. What's his
He
name?
played for I think he played for the Gamecocks.
Not too familiar with him.
He like 6'4", 220.
Think he gonna be a problem?
Yeah, I think he will be a problem. I ain't gonna lie. And you might be able to get him later on down in the round, like 4th round.
Mhm.
Look, the Atlanta
Yeah.
receiver Alshon Jeffrey. So hopefully they got a hidden gem.
Oh, he
Yeah.
fast. And he look. Why anybody talk about that dude Matt Landis? He ran like a 4.3, a 4.4, and he was the fastest, wasn't
Yeah, but he
he?
can't
And
catch. So that's his problem.
he can't catch.
Can't catch worth a damn.
And see, now you know why you was asking why they hadn't said nothing about Dante. This 4-3 is gonna help. I mean 3-4 is gonna help Dante.
You think they're gonna keep him?
Dante is better in space. When Dante
That
goes in
ain't, that ain't what he
some more of
asked you.
these,
That ain't what he asked you. He asked you.
is they
You
is
think
they
they
gonna
gonna
keep him?
keep?
I think they're gonna keep him. You know what
He
I'm
ain't
saying?
talk-
If he can fucking stay healthy, man. If he can stay on the field, them ragged ass feet of his. If he can get them ragged, wrap them motherfuckers or something. Put on some better
He got
socks
them Coach
or
Prime
something.
feet.
I don't know. Yeah,
them
if he can
dollar
get them ragged ass feet fit.
hell, $11 million, and he can't keep these damn feet on the field. Come
I
on,
don't
bro.
know, bro. I don't know, but what I'm saying is, in a nickel, in a 3-4, and these nickel you know what I'm saying? Exotic schemes and stuff like that. He's better in space. Y'all see, y'all remember how he played in year 1 with all the interceptions and all that stuff that he got. That's what got him to the game. Action Jackson and all that bullshit.
He
You know what I'm
gone.
saying?
He gone after this
Yeah.
year. If he
If
don't
he
stay
can
healthy,
keep
he
them
gone.
damn ragged, yeah. If not, yeah. I'm with you, Pop. I'm 100%. You got to do something with him. You know what I'm saying? And they probably end up just cutting him out, right, or some shit like that. You know what I'm
And
saying?
he need to
Because of the
double up
money,
on socks or something.
he
You
got
know,
to do something. Yeah,
every
he
quarter
needs some
change your
damn
shoes. Something. You
He
got to
needs
figure it out.
some Tommy Coppers or something other he need. I don't know what the fuck that nigga need. You know what I'm saying?
Still toes.
Shout out to Drew Mixes Sounds. He said, I don't see the super chat option. For the time being, super chats has been cut off for a little minute. So just hit the cash apps to show that love, man. Look, you see it scrolling across the bottom. Money sign Dub Q09. Hit the cash apps, man. So if y'all want to show or contribute any love to the show, cash apps is the way how it's going to be done for a little minute till I get the super chats back going again. Look, show that love.
Now, did y'all hear the rumor? And what you know, all this is just rumor, just speculation. You know, and I might have missed it because Ashley, bro, I was taking a nap and I woke up. I seen Q live. I said, "Oh, hold on, let me jump on real quick." So I didn't know if y'all covered it. So forgive me if I missed this part of this discussion. But they were saying that there was 2 quarterbacks that the Panthers, and I believe you posted this, Q. I ain't seen nobody else post this shit. For the rest of y'all to be watching the podcasts, you know, y'all know y'all be watching. Q was the only person I seen post this, and this is real shit. It ain't like he had some he got the sources from somebody that just wanted to be on Panthers penises. Nah, it was a real source that they stuck between 2 people, and it's CJ Stroud and AR.
Yeah.
How did that rub y'all? Because you got people torn against AR, and you got everybody who loves CJ.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I talked to a few people from that loved that's on different teams, and it's like, bro, it's hard to pass on that guy when he has the qualities that you can't teach.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and piggyback on that a little bit, Pop, with this. I think we got a real coach now in Frank Rich. He's been a quarterback in the league. And this guy sees somebody like Anthony Richardson with all this potential and all this raw talent. He wants to coach it. Do y'all understand what I'm saying? He wants
Mm-hmm.
to develop it You have a coach. Y'all understand what I'm saying? A coach.
Yes, sir. Talk that talk.
That's what coaches do. Oh man, I just seen this dude do that. I just seen this dude. I'm gonna bring this out where he's doing this consistently. Oh my God, this guy could be. You see what I'm saying? That's what Frank Wright seen at that combine. That's when Frank Wright seen that at that combine. Now he running his mouth. Guess what? The next thing he did, probably when he went back to his room somewhere and when he was in Indianapolis, he went back and started watching Florida games. You see what I'm saying? He seen what I seen. What I'm saying, y'all, from week 6 on up. What that boy started doing, what he wasn't doing, and the jump that he made.
So check this out.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Check this out, GOAT. So my boy said, if you look how the NFL is, right? He said, look at CJ, look at Bryce. He said, for one, Bryce, he said, I watched a lot of Bryce. Bryce got hit a lot. He said also CJ wants to, make the big play. Which is nothing wrong with that. He said, 'cause he's very accurate. He said, but when you think about your team and you don't have really that number one wide receiver, and when everything gets locked down, you got nobody to throw the ball to. Do you believe in CJ and Bryce Young to actually run and get you that first down? He said, I don't see it. The only person I see that's able to do it is that dude.
That's what Thomas was talking about. That's what
said,
Thomas Brown was talking about.
He said, do you see how fast these linebackers, these defensive ends are running?
Mm-hmm.
He said, now, for instance, let's say, because he said, I know you're going to say something about Mahomes. Because I was about to say something about Mahomes. He's like, Mahomes is not very fast, but he's shifty.
3rd and 5, everybody locked down.
Everybody locked down.
3rd and 5, everybody locked down.
Who gonna get you
that line open up? The quarterback has already dropped back 3-4 steps. You see what I'm saying? So now that's 7 to 8 yards. You see what I'm saying? Where he's standing at.
He said, if you go back and look at, he said, if you go look at AR-15, he don't try to run first. Now he do have some bad mechanics, but they can help him fix those mechanics early, unlike what they did with Cam. Cam didn't have good coaching.
He didn't have good coaching.
Ron
Rivera was a defensive man. He wasn't no quarterback coach. He wasn't no quarterback in the league. Ron Rivera was a linebacker.
He's like, if you get AR with Reich, who's a quarterback coach, with this staff, they can help him with his mechanics. He said, but you can't teach God-given talent. You can't do that. You can't teach this dude who can throw off his back foot, even though he may not be that accurate, and still get that ball there.
Mm-hmm.
You can't teach that. You can't teach that power of arm, that speed that he got, that strength. You can't teach that, bro. He's like, so those are qualities that every coach wants. He said, I understand that, Stroud might be the safe pick. And Bryce Young, you don't know if he's going to be able to hold it up, but he's a good quarterback as well.
Yeah.
He said, if I was y'all, I really would consider taking AR at the first round pick. And I was like,
and you know what? Something just popped in my mind with that when you was talking about that, right? Oh, okay. Y'all got to think about this. Think about this, Q. You got a quarterback, like you just said, like an AR. He's right. Okay, like an AR. Now you say, oh man, this guy had 4 different offensive coordinators, right? But this guy, head coach, is pretty much going to be our offensive coordinator too, because he said he's going to call plays, right?
Mm-hmm.
So right going to be there with this young quarterback. You understand what I'm saying? That's the guy who's going to be developing this quarterback.
Exactly.
And he's going to be there with him. He's not going to run off for a head coaching job. He's the head coach. You see what I'm saying?
Y'all got to understand too. Go ahead. My bad.
Yeah, that's exactly what y'all got to understand. If we do get a Richardson, you see what I'm saying? The guy that's going to be with him is going to be working with him. He's not going to go off to, Tampa Bay, Indianapolis, you know what I'm saying, Cleveland or somewhere like that for a head coaching job. He's going to be right there with him.
Exactly.
The whole time.
You look at the quarterback. I mean, I know that, Wright said, and he harped on accuracy. Okay. They can draw plays to help you with your accuracy. If you get with the right coaching staff, they can help you. The problem is that we've never had the right coaching staff. Number two,
not for a quarterback. Yeah, not for a quarterback. No.
And
yeah.
And we are our division is weak, but with his uh uh athletic style of play, he just needs to be groomed.
Mm-hmm.
But we're gonna be in some situations because we don't have a number one wide receiver yet. These motherfuckers ain't gonna be open, bro. We
Mm-hmm.
gonna need somebody gonna be able to take off and play Superman. I don't see
Well,
Superman C.J. Stroud or Bryce Young. I just don't.
yeah. Cause see, I think either one of these guys we gonna have a Justin Fields type first year right here. You see what I'm
Exactly.
saying? Whether it be AR, whether it be CJ, you know what I'm saying? Hell, even a Bryce. You know what I mean? They gonna have a
They gonna be
Justin
running.
Fields type first year.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're gonna be running. They're gonna be running more than what they thought.
yeah.
You know, and I do give it to Bryce Young. I gotta give props to Bryce Young because he didn't really have a number one wide receiver like that. You know what I'm saying? He was definitely throwing some darts out there. CJ had some elite wide receivers. You know, what's going to happen if you take that away? See, AR already came from that. He didn't have no elite wide receivers. And he's the least sacked quarterback out of the five.
Mm-hmm.
What'd that tell you? That his pocket presence is better than theirs. That he knows how to get out of dodge. He's
Mm-hmm.
already comfortable to that. So they ain't going to have to teach that. But, you know, I mean, hey, everybody has their opinion of who they like. I like them all. If it was me, it's between CJ and AR. That's who I would bet my money on. I want AR, but it don't matter. You know what I'm saying? I don't get paid to make the big decision. So I was just wondering how y'all felt about that.
I'm in total agreement with you. I couldn't put it no better than you just put it.
I'm telling you, because when that shit break down, everybody can be like, "Come on, CJ, run." He ain't that fast. He ain't gonna get away from no four linebacker blitzing his ass. There's only one that can really do that.
Yeah.
He didn't do it in college. He did do it in
Cause
college.
see, this is the thing right here. It's the top. Okay, just imagine if we didn't get the one, if we didn't cut the deal with Chicago. You know what I'm saying? If we cut the deal with Seattle,
Right.
we'd have been hoping at best, that we got Richardson. That's
Yeah.
what we'd have been screaming. We'd have been hoping at best we'd have got rid of Richardson,
Yeah.
or we'd have got left with Will Levis.
Yeah.
Even though, even then we made this move, and it'd probably been right there for the draft. We'd have made a move to 5. We may have had to give up more than we did to make this move to 1 right now.
Right.
So,
Right.
at best, we might have came out with Will Levis.
Yeah. We wanted at least one of these quarterbacks. That's what we did want. We wanted
Yeah.
one of,
So,
and people was like, "Well, I ain't see he wasn't that accurate at the combine." What?
hmm
AR was definitely accurate in the combine. I seen one bad pass,
and CJ had one. I mean, they were
and CJ
even.
had
You know
one
what I'm
bad
saying?
pass. But I don't
CJ
know what
had
people
one
were
or two
looking at.
himself. Yeah.
Right.
So yeah. Yeah, if they acting like everything was on a rope, this and that, one time, a couple people had to slow down or look, you know what I'm saying? Then you can blame that on some stuff. You can blame on the receivers that was out there too.
Yeah.
So, and everybody gonna have a pro day out here again, and they gonna ooh and ah over that. So I mean, come on, man. Yeah, and how much do you give gauge to the combine? How much do you give gauge to the pro days and stuff
Right.
like that? You got to go back and look at the tape.
Yeah. You got to go back
Got
and
to go
look at
back
the
and
tape.
look at the seasons. You know what I
I
mean?
wonder when Wright go back and look at the tape, he be like, "Man, who is the play caller for these teams?"
Yeah, and then
That's
you
another thing
gonna
you got
go
to take
back
into
and
account.
yeah, they're gonna take into real consideration. Richardson only had 13 games on his belt. We just show Bryce been a 3-year starter, CJ been a 2-year starter. You know what I'm saying? So
That's
come on.
that's it. That's all you
And
got.
then just like I just said like this right here, if we end up drafting Richardson, just like I said, if we didn't get a quarterback this year and was looking to go in next year's draft and get one, and Richardson stayed at Florida this year, we'd be in the same situation of looking at Anthony Richardson to be our
Again.
quarterback right now. Again. Come on, y'all. You see what I'm saying? He ain't doing this shit over and over and over again. They got a decision to make.
Well,
So it ain't
Joe,
like we talking about, oh man, the
why do
big
people
drop off.
why do people hate on AR so bad?
Because they just he's a runner. They think he's a runner. You see what I'm saying? That's
Then
just
they
like
ain't watch. Then they ain't watch the
motherfucker
tape.
waited to 32 to pick Lamar. Yeah, motherfucker waited to 32 to pick Lamar. Right? They say he can't throw. They say he can't do this. You see Lamar make passes on the rope. You see the same thing. You see him run. Yeah, you see him do whatever. They designed that. That's the way they set the offense up. They were saying the other day. Baltimore said they self. They GM said. Ozzie Newsome before he left, the guy that's there now, the owner. They just have not hit on a wide receiver.
Well,
It's
they get
been
rid of.
hard for them to hit on. You see what
They
I'm
get
saying?
rid of. They get rid of everyone. All the wide receivers. They trade them all. They
What
trade
what
out.
what what
They
what
trade the
what they
tight
were
ends.
saying? What? Okay, think about this, Pop. Y'all thought Hollywood Brown was so good. All this. What has he done with Kyler Murray? What has he
Shit.
done?
Shit.
Okay, then.
He
That's
did
what I'm
better. He
saying.
did better in
They
Baltimore.
knew that. They knew that, and that's why they shipped him on. They said he was not that guy. It wasn't shit. He talked all that bullshit but him and Lamar are still good buddies. But he talked all that bullshit because he was hurt. You see what I'm saying? That they got
Mm-hmm.
rid of because they had them figured out. You ain't our guy. You the fast guy and this and that, but you ain't what we need over here. To, you know what I'm saying? To help this guy here excel. You was a 2 or 3 at best. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
That's
It,
what they try. That's what they just put that out there. You know what I'm
it,
saying?
it kills
That's
me.
one of the reasons.
It kills me how not only us as a race would drag the hell out of our own people, boy. But
Yeah.
boy, it'd be a different color, boy. Yeah, woo, yeah. He
Yeah.
this, he that, he just that,
Uh
another.
huh. But
Ain't
that's one of
did
the reasons
shit.
Lamar. That's one of the reasons Lamar ain't got his money right there because he hasn't had a wide receiving thread. Not that
Ain't,
he can't throw it to him. They
yeah,
haven't found. They said that they haven't done right by the boy by getting him a wide receiver.
yeah. You right. You take away one of his tight ends. You take away one of his wide receivers. Who he got?
Who he got?
Who he got? Who he throwing to? Then y'all left the oldest wide receiver. Y'all didn't even keep Hurst. Hurst could have been the predecessor of what's his name.
But see, they said it themselves. They said we haven't hit on wide receivers. We haven't done what we supposed to do with wide receivers. And another thing, Harbaugh, John is a
Mm,
defensive man. You understand what I'm saying? So that puts him right back in that category what we were just talking about a Cam and a Ron Rivera and John
yep,
Fox and all them. You see
yep.
what I'm saying?
I just like I tell people, y'all really need to think about who y'all want because this first year
Yeah.
it's gonna be hard for this rookie quarterback. He gonna be
Think
running.
yeah.
Which one
Think
of
about a
these
lot of time
quarterbacks
before
you
yeah.
want to be running for you until he get him some weapons? Because these
Yeah.
some of these corners that are coming out and some of these corners that are already in the league ain't gonna be open. So
Yeah.
he gonna get hit or he gonna run or he gonna throw
Yeah.
the ball away.
Yeah. These guys gonna put him on lockdown.
They're gonna lock him up. You gotta have a quarterback that can run. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's facts.
Y'all talking
That's
about jigging and all that, whatever you want to call it, whatever ebonics you want to use,
Yeah, yeah.
however you want to call it, however disrespectful words
Yeah.
you want to call it, athletic quarterback. All of everybody in there is athletes.
Yeah. Yeah. And everybody can, say, man, because that didn't. Yeah, and obviously it worked for us, you know what I'm saying, to a point, you know what I'm saying? It just worked for Jalen. It works if you're in the right system. It
System,
works. Yeah,
yes.
I got to look. A lot of these guys, man, was fit with these idiot ass head coaches and coordinators. And look at a lot of times where they at. They ain't at the same team. They out the door. Whatever.
Yep.
It's scheme, y'all. It's scheme. It's scheme. 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 This the NFL.
Bad habits are almost impossible to correct. AR is not going to develop good habits on the
See.
job. How do you know that?
See. The boy ain't played enough to even have bad habits, y'all. Come
Exactly.
on, man.
I'm putting it there
13.
for.
We just told y'all 13 within 13 games. The first six. Go back and look. See, whoever made that comment has not been. I already can tell you ain't looked at no Florida games.
I
I'm
ain't looked
telling
at
you,
it
you ain't.
because I watched him. My uncle
The
is a
first,
Florida Gator alumni. He that's all he talk about Florida Gators.
yeah, the
Look at
That's
first
all
six
he
games
is.
is
I
night and
had to
day
watch Gators.
for the last seven. Night and day.
look at here. before I get even started, shout out to Chance for that cash app, brother. I really love and appreciate it.
A pass keeper who can read defense and make plays from the pocket. Who said he can't read plays? Not just scramble because you're not accurate enough to hit your wide receivers in stride.
Show this
Okay.
09. Look, I appreciate that cash app from Brother Chance.
We get that part, but we're talking about if your wide receiver is locked up, what you want him to do then? Who said AR can't read defenses? See, we don't know. We don't know the progression that he's built since the last game he played, or the last 6 games he played, all the way up to now, where he's showing these execs and these GMs and these coaches. If he didn't have the potential, there would be no rumors that they were stuck between 2 quarterbacks. That's why we wouldn't be sitting here stating the facts to y'all. So, opinion is one thing, facts is another.
I think what it is, can you hear me?
Yeah,
I think what it is after going through that 9-year marriage with Cam Newton, we're scared to death to jump back into it with an ex that looked just like him.
Exactly.
I mean, it terrifies us to see a 6'5" guy that got a 4.4 speed and it can come out here and make the passes because we saying we were just traumatized by this same dude. He beat the shit out of us for 9 years. Now, we had some good times. We went to the pinnacles of where we're supposed to go, but we had some bad times too. And I just don't want to see that again because I want to drop back traditional passes. But you got to understand the league has moved away from traditional passing. It's not there anymore.
It's not.
Y'all go back and look at this. Y'all go back and look at the Super Bowl, bro. Go back and look at the Super Bowl. Go back and look at all Philly games. It wasn't all on him throwing the ball. He ran that ball too.
He ran it. He got that. That was the pinnacle of taking what the defense gives you. When he was able to pass that ball, when they got AJ Brown, and AJ Brown is a stud receiver. He's got the emerging tight end, and he was able to go to the tight end. They was able to scheme Brown open. What's the other receiver? I ain't like I'm an Eagles, you know what I'm saying? The other receiver, they was able, when those guys wasn't blocking and getting Brown open, it's like playing basketball.
Devontae Smith.
Drew,
Yeah.
Drew,
Smith.
Drew, tell me who AR number 1 wide receiver was.
Hey, Drew over here giving him a hard time because he brought up that 50% passing thing that Kendall talked about in the beginning, where he said, look at that and not see anything else but that, but they're not seeing the factors that went into why he went to 50% because he got nobody to throw to.
Coaching, bro. Who called the plays? Does AR call the plays? Does he scheme up the play?
Yeah.
When you don't have a good coach that know how to work the defense, you're gonna have a problem being accurate. Not just on your mechanics, on just the plays you call. You call dumbass plays. You seen McAdoo call dumbass plays.
Wrong fucking screens at the wrong time and all kind of dumb shit.
Wasn't accurate just because. Man, come on, man.
That shit. Bunch of games this year. Fucking with McAdoo. I mean, let's just be real. That cat had no clue. He was in over. Gonna be position again, but what I do is I see the guy that had struggled with that, and that's AR-15. Like, it's not that I'm trying to bash AR-15 over y'all head, but what I'm trying to do is bring public awareness into the situation that he was in. And somebody asked, like Snugs Auto just asked, would I take him with my number 1 overall pick? Yes, I would, and I wouldn't look back. I would take CJ with my number 1 overall pick, and I would take Bryce with my number overall. Those 3 are the top 3 and nothing else, because each one specific tool that they bring to the table that you can't outlook. CJ is going to be perfect in everything that he do, but he's not going to go and wow you. Bryce Young is going to be a wow factor, but with AR-15, he is going to be able to pass that rock just like those two. He's going to be able to watch athletically. He's going to juke a motherfucker out of his pants. That's what
And
he's
let
going
me
to.
say, let me say this though, Q. Like I said with Bryce, and y'all seen Baker Mayfield. How many Baker Mayfield? What 5 years in the league, 4 years in the league, or some shit, right? And all those batters he had. It ain't that Baker ain't learned how to not get batted balls batted down. It's that the defensive linemen are better at that level of saying, okay, I didn't get penetration. Let me sit back and time this right here and get my arms up. You see what I'm saying? They teach you from high school to get your arms up. You see what I'm saying? Now these guys know how to get their arms up and jump and bat down the ball.
So Stephen Jenkins, why you say that? Please, if you're going to say that, give us a valid reason of why you wouldn't take AR 15 over CJ and Bryce.
Yeah.
Give us a valid reason, not just because of your feelings or you think other people think, or have you watched all three quarterbacks before you even gave us this opinion?
You know what,
Yeah.
Q? And I hate to use the obvious excuse that everybody else use, but it's true though. If anybody went back and watched Josh Allen's college, you definitely was not sitting here talking about, oh hell no, I wouldn't go get Josh Allen. But somebody went up there and took a chance on him, and it weren't because he was white.
And you just said
they seen the potential that he had, as the athletic ability that he had was nothing like anybody else. No, now has he got a Super Bowl ring yet? No, he ain't got one yet. But is he getting them to the playoffs and them being competitive every year and you being scared to go to Buffalo? Hell yeah. He struggled this year because he lost his coach.
But he grew
Q just said, but Q, you just said give you a valid reason. See, that's what everybody's not doing. They said give you a valid reason. Let me go through the valid reasons with these quarterbacks, or basically what you talking about. Well, what I think you talking about. Like my valid reason.
Nobody think. I don't care what nobody think. Fed bro. Be honest with you, laughing stock. I don't care about none of that, bro. Because none of them gonna say that when they gotta go against us.
Yeah.
But here go my valid reasons. Okay, I take Bryce first. Bryce is too small for me. That's a valid reason. That's a fact, right? His size is a fact. Okay. Now, I go CJ and AR. You know what I'm saying? It's my two guys. We're 11s. He gets hurt too much. He's a Sam Donald, Jimmy Garoppolo. We just said that, and that's a fact, right? He's had these injuries. Okay, so I take CJ and I put him over AR just a little bit because of his polish. You see what I'm saying? The year that he has over him, basically, the year that he has over him, he has a little more polish. And Anthony, I'm taking him because of his raw talent and potential to be coached with the coach that we have. We actually have a coach, a quarterback coach. So this guy is going to be linked to this guy at this position. The 6 years that Frank Reich is here, or 4 years or whatever, that's your best spot for this guy. His best going into the league is right here in Carolina.
You know, my boy texted me. He said, "How you know CJ Stroud ain't hit his height already?" I said, "Damn,
that's another thing."
Now everybody know AR ain't hit it yet.
AR ain't hit it yet. Yeah.
How you know CJ just hit his height and that's all he's got right there? What y'all just saying?
Yeah. You just hit something that clicked into me just now, Pop. Look, CJ does everything right, but like you said, if it's the best that you get from him, that means he is going to be a Kirk Cousins type. He's going to be a Jimmy
How much
Garoppolo.
of a different? How much of a different conversation would this be if Bryce Young was 6'3"?
That's what I'm saying. But see, you can't say that. You can't. If was a fifth, fuck that shit. We talking about right now.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
What if I
what we getting ready to do right now? You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. We don't got that shit. We dealing with him at 5'10", 5'11", and some change or whatever. If fuck that, no, we get ready to go into the draft. He's 5'11". That's it.
I really don't think size is that much of an account in the NFL.
Who were their receivers then, bro?
So you go ahead, hop on that. If size don't matter, go ahead with that. Go on with it.
You see Steve Smith Sr., he's 5'9", and you see how good he was.
He had that shit because they didn't give him opportunities.
Yeah,
He
he
had
had.
his way onto the field.
You know, Steve Smith. You know, Steve Smith started as a kick returner, right, and a punt returner, right. He didn't start off as a wide receiver. He had to go out there and earn that shit.
John,
Get,
man, the
Yeah.
practice,
Do you?
and that boy willed his defeat
Mm-hmm.
by every touchdown on a punt return, and he more than just this. Try me as a receiver. Try me and see.
yeah.
Give it to me. Do you think Steve Smith's out there and say, okay, I'll throw it. Okay. I'll go catch the ball. Okay. Steve Smith is a dog. Steve Smith got dog attitude, alpha male, just oozing, dripping from him. You understand what I'm saying? So he will not be denied on that field. I don't give a damn if he was 5'1". You
And I feel
understand
like
what I'm saying?
AR got
He
that
gonna
same shit
get
in
it.
him.
Yeah.
But I tell y'all what though, and see this is I understand that, you know what I'm saying, a lot of y'all saying, hey, I wouldn't pick him at my number one, but if he slips into our division, oh my god, y'all gonna be shitting down y'all leg because there is no defense that you can really stop him with. You're gonna have to make him be inaccurate, but his first year he gonna be inaccurate, but he's gonna get better and better and better, especially if he was with the Panthers.
That's what I'm saying.
That's
Size
a
doesn't come
fact.
into a factor as much as people think it does.
Sam
Well, I
Donald,
think at the quarterback position it does because, like I said, you just seen Baker Mayfield put on a shit show around here and get 9 balls batted in one game.
Now, who was that that said that?
You
Size
just
don't
seen
matter.
that.
hey, y'all check out the screen right here. Drew Mixon Relaxing Sound said, here's his valid reason for why AR-15 is not that guy. He said, bad footwork, can't throw receivers open. What receivers? But anyway, slow processor. Look, I just told you the coach he just had. Bad in big games. Once again, comes the coaching. Lowest passing yards since forever. Who the fuck he throwing to? Red flags everywhere. Florida is actually known for their receivers. Name me one
What
Florida.
receivers?
I'll
The,
wait.
the best receiver he had was a rookie. Now that's a shame.
Mm-hmm.
But go ahead, you can name him.
Yeah, well, Cam Newton didn't have a lot of receivers, but he did pretty well.
Yeah. Yeah, look at his rise in Auburn. And he didn't have a damn thing.
You know, we wouldn't be even talking about this right now if TJ Watt hadn't hit him. So, like,
I ain't going all the way back to the past. And you got to say size don't matter. You need to talk to some more women out here. Size does matter, brother.
Well, here you go.
Size definitely matters.
Oh my God.
I heard that.
Lord have mercy. Well, I tell you like this. This is those most interesting topics we've had in a while. This has been the first time in a while I was able to do a morning live, and I love it, man. This is what it's all about. Getting the atmosphere, the infectious energy. Look, Bryce Young, I love the guy. CJ Stroud, I love the guy. AR-15, I love the guy. Those three are on equal stumping grounds with me
Me
for the
too.
number one. And I believe that Frank Wright has been showing and telling us this every chance he get how much they are. I love that the fan base has jumped behind CJ Stroud, but I don't think we should forget about Bryce Young either, even though he's a little bit little. I think
Yeah,
that the best option is for us to just sit back and look at the long-term option of what the Panthers could be, not the right now.
y'all pay attention from March 22nd to the 30th. You're gonna be able to track your teams and other teams of the players that they bring in. When you start seeing that these people are staying 3-4 days, it's gonna let you know something. Who they really, really want. Who they really, really want.
Man,
And
you see that comment he just put up, y'all? He said, look at Tua, look at Murray. They are small, can't take the beating of the NFL.
No, they don't. They've been hurt. They haven't been
well,
here. They
Tua
haven't been
doesn't
there where
have.
they respected. Yeah, they haven't had a complete season where they could respect the teams, y'all.
Yeah, well, Tua doesn't have an O line, and neither does Kyler.
Huh? Omar Kyler. Man, this guy here said Kadarius Tony, Kyle Pitts, and Percy Harvin. None of these guys playing with 15. Come on, bro.
where are they at? Where are they at now?
We naming all-time great Florida receivers. No,
Over
who
the
had
last 3 decades, what we
don't
Yeah.
talking about?
y'all?
Do y'all remember a lot of the pocket passes and stuff like that used to have rib protectors and all kind of shit, you know what I'm saying? That they had to play with, fucked up ribs and all, you know what I mean? So I can't put much stock into people saying that these guys get hurt because they're more athletic and run and this and that. A lot of times that keeps them from getting hurt. You know what I'm saying? The
Mm-hmm.
shots that they take in the open field or less because they're in motion and the people are in motion, and the shots that they take in the open field are less abusive to them than the shots that they take standing still in the pocket.
Yeah, because you're not bracing for impact.
Yeah,
You just getting hit by a damn rhinoceros. Boom, blowing your shit up.
just
Boom.
just blowing your shit up. Yeah. Do you know how many rib protectors and all kind of shit wrapped up ankles and all kind of shit? A lot of these quarterbacks used to come out there with, man, and shots they had to take just to go out there and play on Sunday because they standing in the pocket. This game has evolved, man. I've been saying this for years. These big edge rushers coming across, being able to bend like these guys. Man, go back and watch the combine and just look at that figure eight drill that these big motherfucking 300 plus dudes are doing, bending down, picking up a towel, putting that shit. You go carry your ass out there in the backyard and do that shit and see how hard that is. I promise you, you can't do it.
I challenge you another way. I want you to go see the wide receivers that came out last year and the wide receivers that came out this year. I want you to go look at the linebackers last year and look at the linebackers that came out this year and that ran the 40. The linebackers that coming out this year were running 4.4s, y'all. The wide receivers that were coming out this year that's running was running 4.5s,
Yeah,
4.6.
I don't think a lot of people understand how fucking fast that is, and to be that big, you know what I'm saying, and move that like a cat. Have y'all ever looked at a cat and how agile he is? You know what I'm saying? You say how that motherfucker do it? Just that's how agile these big jokers are, man. Come on, man. Don't play me like that, man. Y'all stop
You don't
playing, man.
you don't want your quarterback just sitting in that pocket. They don't know when to move, especially when these dumbass offensive linemen don't block and the dude come in and
Yeah,
free.
I just want to
yeah.
know
We're
what
not.
you against AR-15 because you in this chat very hard against him. Now he just said, "Can AR-15 throw for a win?" Motherfucker, he a quarterback. What do you expect? What do you think he is? What,
Yeah.
what part of
No,
can throw?
and don't say that thing, you know what I'm saying? We sitting here just advocating for AR-15. Like I say, once again, CJ is a phenomenal prospect at the quarterback position. We can't go wrong either way. But I'm just trying to tell y'all how I mean, Anthony Richardson is going to be a dominating force in this
He really
league for
is.
years to come.
Yeah,
I'm telling
And,
and I,
y'all.
I mean, you can tell that about
y'all
all of
heard
them.
it here. Y'all heard it here on this podcast.
mhm.
3 individuals that are saying that they see the potential in him, and all the ones that sitting talking down. Now, when he come out here and bust these people ass, I want y'all to come back to this podcast, the Black Cat Panther podcast, and talk that same shit. Keep that same energy. Because when we
Yeah,
told you, hey, he different. He different, y'all.
he different. Yeah, he most definitely different. But I don't think they made that move to one. I don't know. I can't say. I can't say. I can't say. I
Why are
can't
Well,
sit there and
people?
say they made them.
you just said the Panthers did not make a move up to one to take nor Bryce Young. That's a bold statement, even for Bryce Young, bro. Because Bryce Young has shown, with his little ass out there, he has shown he can play, man. So that's
Yeah, yeah.
saying, even though
Yeah, he did.
his ass can play, man. I don't know why y'all talking like he a scrub.
Nah, he
Yeah,
ain't no
yeah,
scrub.
yeah. No, he ain't no scrub. No, and then you heard me say that, Q. Just like say, I give him full respect when he sat on that podium. And he said, "I've been this size all my life and this and that." And I thought about that shit. Yes, you have. You know what I'm saying? And you've done phenomenal winning the Heisman, this and that. You know what I'm saying? He could be one of those exceptions to the rule. Kyler Murray the same way. You understand what I'm saying? But I will put the last dollar on the farm on this that he will get hurt just like Kyler Murray. You see what I'm saying? Y'all sit there and talk about Lamar getting hurt and this and that. Those same guys right there that y'all gonna go get at one are gonna get hurt before Lamar. You understand what I'm saying? And they're going to because of their size. They can't.
Hey, this
Your body just ain't gonna be able to take that punishment. They ain't gonna be able to take that punishment.
Hey, that's another thing about y'all that don't be paying attention to like Lamar. Lamar ain't had no real surgeries.
No, he hasn't. You're
He
exactly
had some
right, Pop.
he had some shit that you just bed rest from.
Yeah.
He ain't had no surgery. So don't y'all think that Lamar all banged up and
No, he ain't.
he got a knee replacement. He hasn't been cut on that one time, y'all. So
Not one fucking time.
y'all keep sleeping on Lamar. Lamar just know, okay, all right, I got a little injured. I need to Hey, I ain't got nothing fully guaranteed. Let me chill out. I'm not risking my body no more. So y'all
Yep.
pay attention to what these players
That's
doing.
that's that's the reason why he set out, y'all. It was a business decision. Like Pop just said, he just told him, I ain't got nothing fully guaranteed. I'm looking at these 200 some odd chains I can go get fully guaranteed. And that's what he looking at. Why
Man.
y'all, I mean, yeah.
Well, look at the screen, Kendall. Look at the screen. My man said,
What's that?
"Okay, for y'all. It's fourth quarter. It's fourth down in the first quarter. We in the fourth quarter. We're down by 5 with a minute and 30 left. The ball is on the 25-yard line at the back. Can AR-15 drive us 15 yards for the win, 75 yards for the win? That's what I wanted my franchise quarterback to be able to do. Do you believe AR-15 75-yard drive to win?
Yes, I do. In in that third year
How
with
many
Frank
timeouts
Rich
we got? How many timeouts we got,
with
Fed Mom?
Frank Rich coaching in that third year,
He
this
didn't
is
put
the
them.
potential. This is who that game who this is who that guy is going to be. I'm gonna go ahead and put it out there. I'm putting my nuts out there on the line. That's who this guy is gonna be. Yes, he is gonna be able to do it.
Because I'm tell you what, he got the arm strength to throw a 80-yard bomb by himself.
And I'm not talking once again. Listen to what I'm saying. I'm not because Bryce ain't gonna be able to do it his rookie year. CJ ain't gonna be able to do it his rookie year. Will Levis ain't gonna be able to do it his rookie year. In year 3, this guy will be able to do it. Now those guys that I just named, they might be able to do it. I'm saying year 3. That's what I'm giving all of them. 3 years, 2 years, just like hell. You got what my boy Trevor Lawrence, one of the best prospects. Oh, number one, nobody. Jaguars didn't play no game. We drafted Trevor Lawrence. Y'all, they knew who they were getting ready to get. Right? Consensus number one across the board. Was he able to do it in year 1 with that debacle they had going on over there? No, he wasn't.
Nope. Terrible
Soon as
coaching.
Doug P come over there and righted that ship, what that boy doing? What was he doing toward the end of the year? Took him to the playoffs, right? Did he win through the playoffs and get him to the Super Bowl? No, he didn't. But I bet you, we got to go down to Jacksonville and face that shit. Do y'all understand what I'm saying? Y'all see what I'm saying, Pop? Q?
Yes,
We got to
sir.
go down to Jacksonville and face that shit. It's gonna be a monster down there, boy, going into his 3rd year. Y'all understand what I'm saying? Stop playing, man.
I agree.
Talk to him. Talk to him.
I agree. This is what it's all about when you come into consensus to talk about different things. I love that the fact that the three of us never agree on everything, but the three of us are blatantly saying that you cannot discount one cat because what everybody is now doing is getting in their feelings, and what they're basically doing is saying, okay, leave. So I'm gonna put out one of these crazy decisions, and let's hope that he can come back. Do you think he can drive the field for 75 yards with no timeouts left? I mean, or one timeout left. They didn't specify on. It's outrageous the doubt that you put in your mind when you don't want something and you close your mind off to it immediately. This is what Panther Nation is all about. You got a bunch of people getting in their feelings, hollering and screaming what they want. And all I've been doing is staying in the middle of the pack and keeping everything. Hey, you watch. You gotta watch out for that. I got your PK. I'll put it up for you. You gotta watch out for this. You gotta watch out for that. Man, this is one of those things where you can't just sit here. Frank Wright is a goddamn coach for over damn near a decade, and he's saying he like AR-15. Who the fuck
Mm-hmm.
are you? You've never played a day in your life to say that you are better than him. You
Mm-hmm.
better evaluating talent than Frank Wright. If he say he sees something in this guy that he fell in love with, why are you gonna doubt it? I trust him to know more football than we've all forgotten.
Especially the quarterback position, somebody that's played it before on that level. He might
Yeah,
not have been a superstar, but I mean, you know what I'm saying? Come on now.
that shit ain't easy. The shit is not easy to play quarterback in the NFL and to be able to get a guy that can not only identify a quarterback, but be able to coach multiple quarterbacks into winning seasons. This is what Frank Wright has done. He is, quote unquote, the quarterback whisperer. So I think we as the people need to leave this to Frank Wright to be able to decide who he can use for his system. Because make no mistake, it's not your system, it's not my system, it's Frank Wright's system. He
Yeah.
knows in 3 years or 2 years, and this is the consensus, maybe in 2 years, because look, it took Joe Burrow 2 years. Joe Burrow came out first year, got hurt behind that offensive line because they didn't have the pieces around him. The team wasn't ready to win. Now, he took that same offensive line the next year in the second year, and they gave him some receivers, and he was able to take off with that. But they still had glaring holes. Now, you don't want to take from that without understanding what it took because he almost didn't bounce back after his first year. He almost didn't bounce back. You don't want to be in a position where you go and you get a quarterback and the holes on the team is so glaring that it almost get him hurt or injured, or we suffer or be deficient in an area on the team because we don't have what we need. You gotta understand that. That's all we saying. We're not telling everybody to turn off your senses or turn off who you like. We're just saying keep your options open to everybody. I'm not a Bryce Young fan, but I see his little ass can get play, and I love everything I see from him. I know CJ is the golden boy. I like what he brings to the table, but I just don't trust that motherfucker to take me to the promised land. I see AR-15, and you get the throwing ability of a CJ Stroud, and you also get the ability of a Cam Newton that could take you to the next fucking level as a Superman, and he can be a superstar. Cam Newton ascended football when he was here in Carolina. He was so damn good. And the fact that you got another guy with the same intangibles and you sitting here, you shine away from it because you don't want to see it because of that is scary. And you got to look at it. They never gave Cam weapons. Never gave him a number one receiver. Kelvin Benjamin was a 285-pound receiver that could have fucking played defensive end. And that was an option beyond. They never gave a good running back. The school was on his last legs. Look, D'Angelo Williams, they didn't want to pay him, so he left and went to Pittsburgh. This guy never had it. And the fact of disrespect this guy.
Never.
Demir Bird didn't emerge to his about 6 year in the motherfucking league. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, shit like that. Over and over and over again. Same thing. Same thing Lamar going through. And they said it.
Yeah.
We can't hit on we don't know
y'all-
what it is, but we can't hit on wide receiver.
And that's because we had a defensive coach. We have an offensive coach, guys. Like, we're all here because we all want to win. And,
Yeah.
and in the words of Q, don't you make no mistake about it. They are all drafting one of these motherfuckers off of potential.
Yeah.
It's not what you think, what we think we see. They seeing more than that because their life is nothing but football.
Nothing but
So
tape.
you know,
They can go.
we might be,
They can go get some tape. They can go get some tape on just his feet if they want to. You know what I'm saying? Nothing but his feet.
Kendall, they on me and you ass now. They talking about now me and you talking about like how we did when we wanted to sit at 9. They won't let us. I think I've gotten to now. If I just shut my black ass up and just be quiet about it, I'm gonna just let y'all walk into the next era. And when y'all they go out there and they pick fucking Will Levis, I don't want to hear fucking shit, and I ain't gonna say nothing else.
Why are people still talking about Will Levis anyway? We have the number 1 overall pick. We're not going to pick him.
Yeah, well, cucumber's a better pickle. Y'all motherfuckers still eating it.
You got that shit right. You ain't like, yeah. All I'm saying, this is what I'm saying. Yo, you got options. We could have stayed at 9, and guess what? We were gonna get a quarterback. Would it have been could okay. I'm just saying like this. If we'd have stayed at 9, we'd have got a quarterback, right? Everybody's in consensus to that. We're gonna pick a quarterback this year in the first round in the top 10. We were gonna get a quarterback. Okay.
Yeah, it would have
Now
been Max
with this,
Dugan.
that's my whole thing though, Pop. It didn't matter to me what I was like this. This is my mind state right here. With this coaching staff that they have assembled, that supposedly David Tepper pulled out his wallet and said, let's pay for this guy, this guy, this guy. To me, in my mindset was like, it wouldn't matter which one of these quarterbacks they'd have got, say in the top 10 quarterbacks. There's about 15 quarterbacks, say top 8 quarterbacks that they would have got that these guys couldn't have coached. You understand what I'm saying? Because just like you just said, you just named who? Max Dugan. What did Max Dugan do? Play in the national championship game, right? You talking Stetson Bennett and Max Dugan. We're not even talking about those two guys, right? Nobody said a damn word about them. Trying to say that. And those were the two quarterbacks now. Quarterbacks that was in the national championship game this year. So if y'all want to go on shit like that, wins, losses, what somebody did in college, those two guys are the guys then. Am I right?
They don't want Stetson Bennett. They let Stetson
Damn,
Bennett.
go. You just dropped the mic, bro. Damn, go.
That's it.
He did.
If that's what
Damn.
in college he won a game. He was 50-some% in college. So now you taking the top 3, Bryce Young, you taking CJ, Anthony Richardson, or Will Levis. Now you just saying those are potential players because none of them was in the damn last game. None of them was. So be careful what you're talking about. You understand what I'm saying? Because it's gonna come back on you now.
You're right.
Boy, GOAT just killed everything with that statement right there, boy. Good God.
Look, man, and all I got to say, this has been one hell of a show today. Look, I can't wait for the next one because, look, when it get this good, I think you got to come back here to Black Cat Panther Podcast, man. Make no mistake about it. Like us up. Get us back in the algorithm. Get us flowing and going. We changed around a lot of things, but the content is still as hot as ever. I'm telling you, you don't want to miss it. The Black Cat Panther Podcast is back up and revamped. Your boy Dub Q is in the building. You see the Cash Apps, man. Sign Dub Q09. Show that love, man. We've been out here for 3 hours kicking it with y'all for this morning, and I've enjoyed every minute of it. Look, go Pop, man. Panthers night. How y'all brothers feel, man? I'm good. I'm Gucci. I ain't got nothing here.
Yeah, I'm good.
I'm good. I'm good. I'm just sit back and watch the rest of the free agency fall, bro.
Yes, sir. Well, you will be seeing us in the community. We will be active. I'm gonna keep my eyes and ears open to everything. You will see it come down. Me and Shinobi will be taking it on over. We will be, hitting it up. Y'all already know what time it is. We get into it like how we get to it, man. The 2-man team over here is still at it. It is one of the best things that's popping right now. The Black Cat Panther Podcast. I love all y'all in the chat. Especially Drew Mix, man. You had me on my P's and my Q's today. Shout out to Drew Mix and Steven Jenkins, man. Y'all boys are top notch. I love the especially Vietnam too. Y'all boys have been on it. I love it. So hopefully on one of these shows that's coming up, hopefully boys pull up on us, man, and tell us how y'all feel the way y'all.
And old Danny Trejo too. Old Danny, you got to start pulling up, Danny.
Yes, sir. Danny Trejo too. Pull up on your boys, man, next time because I just don't want it to be just us. Speak your mind and tell us how you really feel, man. You can do it from the chat, but it's better if we hear your voice. So without further ado, man, show that love. I got some videos queued up for the week. You're going to be seeing a whole lot more of the videos popping out. A lot of content coming for this week. Show your boy that love on those videos as well as the next live. I'm going to be putting this up. I love doing this, man. This is what it's all about. I love the Panthers. I love my Black Cats, man. I love you guys, man. This is just all out of love. I appreciate you guys, man. Y'all have yourself a good day. I got to fix my super Drew Mixon, man. I got to fix that. Look, after changing over the channel, I had to revamp some things and reword some things and get my whole everything, because that's a situation where we split. So I had to redo some things, but it's okay. If you want to hit me up right now until I get super chats back up, then I'll have that running, man. So show your love in the snap in the cash apps. All right.
Keep pounding.
See y'all later.